Yo, 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 what is up, everybody? This is your host, SuperSight, and it's with sad news, in case you haven't already heard it, that Everdale will be getting killed. Now, I've got a lot of thoughts on it. Many of them I've said in previous streams. Now, this will not be my final stream on Everdale. I will indeed do one more, probably just one more to be fair, of Everdale, and that would be that I will be doing that on the 31st of October 2022, as in the end times of the game. Unfortunately, we're only live on 8 platforms. Mob Crush is officially gone. Rumble, they still haven't responded to me, so I can't get that up, and so we're only on 8 of them, which sounds like a lot, but then most of them don't save the stream. Like DLive deletes it after a while, Twitch deletes it after a while. I think Trovo, Nemo, I think they, but I'm not sure actually. I'm pretty sure Trovo deletes it after a while. I'm not sure about Nemo and Freak TV. Facebook doesn't delete it, YouTube doesn't delete it, and Twitter doesn't delete it. But welcome to the stream, Lynn. So yeah, I've had a full-on day in that. So I went to Quail Island, which I've had a wonderful time, and it's been a really good day. So it's sort of odd reacting to it. I wish I'd been able to react to it yesterday. I had like, my mind was just full capacity yesterday and that. And then I was looking on Twitter because I was responding to a DM, and then I saw it, and I'm just like, ooh, ouch, that's a bit of a shame. More than a bit of a shame. I feel like since I expected it was coming, it didn't hurt as much. It was like, but it was sad. It's like, it's big sad. It's so sad. I can't believe it. I can believe it, but it's real sad that the game's gone. But I saw it yesterday. I'm like, I didn't want to see that right now, and I didn't want it to be that. I didn't want it to be like, because I was ready yesterday. I was like, I'm gonna stream, like, this is gonna be the stream. Like, it's been like over 3 months. It's been over 100 days of no update, and what I'd heard was there's rumors that there was going to be a big update, and this was going to be their final last ditch effort to see if it worked, kind of like what they did with Clash Quest. But no, after 100 plus days of waiting, it was flipping, by the way, we're killing the game. It's like, that really hurts. But even though it was expected, still a bit of a shock. Yeah, especially after 100 days of people patiently waiting for an update. I mean, many people quit, but some of us were like, oh, this is finally going to be it. This better be an epic, awesome update in that. Like, yeah, okay, just backtrack. You know, like, it was going to be, like, that had that month periods before and that, and so it was like, this time, it's going to be this epic and that, even though it's probably still going to die after this update. It'll be cool to see what they had us with. They hit us with nothing. I mean, what was it? With Battlelands, that's right. Battlelands actually gave us something. Even though they announced we're killing it, but hey, here's a cool update. It's like, what the heck have the Everdale team done for the last 3 months? Like, either they developed an update, which then they're just not even going to release, or they just had, like, quit months ago and then just didn't tell us or something. Which is a real shame. But yeah, anyway, it's so gutting about the game. But yeah, so I saw it, I'm like, oh man, because I wouldn't have streamed yesterday even if it had come out, because it's just so much on my mind about other stuff. And I was like, I'll do it the next day, I'll do it tonight. But then I saw it, it's dead, I'm like, that's a shame. Not only because then I couldn't react to it right then, but also because it's like, it's dead, that's it. And a lot of people were sad. I will be going through some of the, it's like, I want to stream for hours, but I'm not going to be able to, I could, but I'm not going to. I'm going to stream, it's gonna be like an hour, but it probably will be at least 2 hours to be fair. So, Call Me V, welcome to the stream. So, a big sad, will Clash Finny face Sam? I hope not. We'll see about that. It's been a terrible run for Supercell with all the games killed. But I personally think it's more likely than not that Clash Mini will be killed. But I've heard there's a big update coming which will change it up. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, I can't believe, like, Everdale, wonderful game. Came out in 2020 actually as Valleys and Villages, which was a very long time ago. And some of the people played it from way back then. It's been so long in beta. It's been over 2 years in beta, Valleys and Villages / Everdale and that. And I really enjoyed the game. And I know a lot of other people really enjoyed the game. And so it's a terrible tragedy that it is indeed getting killed. And yeah, it's so much potential in that. I'm not even emotionally reacting, which is maybe a good thing. I don't know. Even yesterday, it's sort of like, I didn't like suddenly feel really sad or anything. It's sort of just like, that's a shame. That's sad. It was a good game, but it wasn't like, I'm like, oh, this hurts so much. Where with Rush Wars, I was legitimately upset, like legitimately, like, and I'm not saying this doesn't. I'm just not emotionally feeling sad right now. But then that's maybe an autism thing, not sure. But as in, I'm just like not feeling anything that it's dead. But at the same time, I'm like, that's so, I'm just gutted at that. Like, I really loved that game, and it was a really great game, and it could have gone global, and it would have made a fantastic game. But at the same time, I can understand why, given the point it ended up at, they didn't release it global. But at the same time, then I'm like, why did they leave it for 2 years? It's like, in my opinion, this one's entirely on Supercell. Like, this one's 100% on Supercell. Like, I mean, in what case wouldn't it be? Like, if they'd done a bad game, would that be on Supercell? Like, when would it ever be on the players? But as in, I feel like this game, like, they just did nothing with it. Absolutely nothing. They had 2 years. Like, okay, they did some things. They did a tiny bit of things, but they only had, like, 2 or 3 big updates after the year of it and the beta under Everdale and a couple of updates under the other one. But half of it was just balancing updates or stuff. Like, people, there was just nothing. Like, top players had maxed out and they just quit because there's nothing left for them to do. Like, they needed more content, they needed more features. And it's just, I don't understand how they just threw so little at it. Like, so little. Like, they went over 3 months. They went 100 days without an update in the past. And then they've just done it again and killed it. It's like, seriously. And then same with Clash Quest. It's like, how long did they know before? I mean, it doesn't really matter in that, but how long did they know before it was dead? Like, they wouldn't have decided just like, okay, we're killing it and we're announcing it today. They would have known a while back. But then the fact that they haven't released any update makes me think it could have been 3 months ago that they decided it was going to be killed. Like, right after that last update, they're like, it didn't give us the boost we hoped. I don't even think that was I can't remember what that last update was. I don't think it was that fantastic. But maybe it was. I can't remember. It was the June one. But yeah, but it's like they must, because it's like either, well, they could have still released an update, but like, at what point did they start switching their team and saying, nah, you're not doing this? But yeah, it's sort of hard to, also the fact that it's less than a week. It's less than a week after Clash Quest died. Like, it was like, I was on that Clash Quest server, like, for the final hours of it being around, and it was like, this is sad, and this is crazy. And so that was on Wednesday night, and then just last night, Monday night, less than a week later. Like, and the fact that I stayed up real late for that Clash Quest one and then stuffed up my sleep schedule again, and I should have been going to bed back on time, like, because I'd been going to bed at decent times up to then, but then that night I was waiting for it to close, and it was supposed to close at, like, 10 p.m. or something, and then it just went on for hours and hours and hours and hours, and I stayed up till like 8 a.m. that morning, waiting for it to close, and it still hadn't closed, but then I went to bed, but then ever since, my sleep schedule's been out, because I was up that night, and then never got back into routine. But I can't believe it's like less than a week after Clash Quest, like, it's just like, boom, boom, they just like, 2 of them just knocked out, just like that. And then, yeah, now we've just, like, everything's just riding on Clash Midi and Clash Heroes, which isn't even released yet, and may not get released, may get killed before it's, but it's like, just, I felt like I said this in the last Everdale stream, I felt like I've said a lot of what I'm going to say in this stream already, because I already sort of thought, this is what's going to happen, they're going to, yeah, and they're just going to kill it, and then they're going to say, it's a shame that the players didn't enjoy it enough, and I'm going to say, it was totally on them, because they didn't do anything with the game. It's like, did they have no team on it? Like, I just don't understand how you could have a game for 2 years, and they would have had unlimited talent and unlimited resources. Like, they're owned by Tencent. They got millions and millions that they can throw at it. But it's like, and I get that. Yeah, sure, you want a small team, but not such a small team that you only get an update. You have to wait 3+ months for an update, which isn't even like this is the best update we've had, or this is an incredible update. It's like, it's an average update, and we had 3 months and nothing. So it's just, I don't know. It's like, it's just frustrating, because it's like, some of us absolutely loved it, some of us played it every day, and it was really enjoyable. It was a really good game. It had so much potential, but they needed to add the features, they needed to add stuff. They just didn't. What I think would be really cool, because it's just such a shame to get rid of that game, is if they just added that as a mini, I don't know, they probably wouldn't do this, but as a mini game in Heyday or something. Just a mini, so you could just do that as well. Like, that'd be kind of cool. Then somehow have it interlinked that you get the resources from it in Everdale that you can then use in your real Valley or something like that. I don't know, it's just like such a waste in my view. I only spent it, like, it's sort of like not actually that much. Like, I spent, like, in terms of money, I haven't spent anything in months. Not since that spree way back. But, and that wasn't even that much. It was like under 500. But, which is still a lot, but as in not heaps. Not like a grand with Clash Mini. That's crazy. I just like, we're going for Clash Mini, we're doing it, and we got into the top 200, but our channel just got no growth from that, which was real sad. But I think the signs are, I don't know, the signs I think are more in favor of Clash Mini dying than staying alive. But yeah, so I'd spent like 2 to 5 hours a week playing Everdale. I'd say I averaged about 3 or 4, which isn't that much if you think about it. At the same time, it'll be nice to sort of have 3 to 4 hours spare every week extra. Not that much, but it's a little bit free going forward. And I mean, because I did want them to make a decision on it, and so in that regard, I'm glad that they made it cool, even though it was like they've killed it. But right, because I felt like I mean, they should have done this and they should have done this 3 months ago. Like, they should release that update. Okay, now this game's gone. Okay, 3 months ago, boom, just allow. And with this one, so they've given us like just under a month. Because I felt like with Clash, with Heyday Pop, I felt like people had months to play it. Like, they announced it in like November or December, and they didn't shut it down till like February. Like, that was quite a long time. Was this one sort of like a moderate amount of time? Like, I feel like you don't want to give it too long. You don't want to give it months, but you don't want to. And yeah, Rush Wars was about a month. I think a month is sort of like not like you don't want it over a month, because then it's just goes on, and it's just gonna die anyways. It's just sad, but yeah, I mean, in the regard that they've killed it, then it's like, well, now I can move on and focus on something else and no longer do Everdale content. But it's just so flippin' gutting, like how this has just literally been the story on repeat since 2019 for me. Like, I covered Rush Wars intensely, hugely, massively, and it got killed. And then I'm like, okay, we'll do Heyday Pop. And we covered that one. But fortunately, kind of sadly, but fortunately, by that point after Rush Wars, I'm like, I'm just going to give up on this one. Like, after like a week or so, we give a lot to Heyday Pop, and I sent probably a similar amount, maybe like $300 to $500 on Heyday Pop as well. And I was like, and we did well at that one as well. We were one of the first 10 players, but I think maybe first 5 players to hit the top league in the game. I should have given it a bit more time and I would have hit it. There was someone recently that said that there was like a farming job in which they are offered, but they're told they might have to work 36 hours straight, which I don't even know if that's legal under working requirements or whatever. But I mean, like 12 hours of Heyday Pop pales in comparison to 36 hours non-stop, and that'd be physical labor. But to be fair, that might then be better because you're like physically doing stuff, whereas if you're just playing a game, you'd be like, oh, I'm done. But yeah, so, now I forgot where I was going. So, yeah, but anyway, so they've given us about a month in that, but yeah, so then I'll have the few extra hours a week, which, yeah, because it wasn't that much time, and which was actually kind of nice. Like, it was actually kind of nice. Like, it wasn't a game that, like, had limitless, like, with Clash Clans, you could play for 3+ hours a day, or with Heyday and that. It was sort of like just, you sort of played, yeah, on average, 30 minutes a day, and it was normally in small, like, I wake up in the morning, I play, and then 2 or 3 times during the day I play, and then probably 3 times, and then at night I just put stuff on, and it was real cool. It was real cool, and some of us loved that game. It was just a real cool game, real chill game, and I don't know, and to me that was the second Rush Wars. So so I really, really loved that game, and it's so gutting that one's dead. Like, Clash Mini wasn't the second Rush Wars for me. Neither was Clash Quest. Neither was Heyday Pop. They were good games, but they weren't the Rush Wars 2 to me. I loved Rush Wars, and I loved Everdale. The first 2 weeks of Everdale coming out were 2 of my favourite weeks ever in the history of covering Supercell games. In the 5 years I've done it, they were insane. They were so sick. Probably the first week especially, the first like 3 days or something. It's super annoying, the time zone thing, that Supercell releases like a new game at like 9 p.m. For me. Like, that's just the worst, because I've just like had a whole day, kind of ready for bed, and then it's like, oh, here's a new game. Well, based on my sleep schedule, no, but like sort of, and way back in 2019, kind of. So, and then it's like, oh man, because then it's like, it's like, I'm already kind of about to go to bed, and then there's a new game, and so then if you play it for 12 hours, you're just done. So I can't play it for 12 hours on the first day, but it's just annoying, because, like, mate, if they released it at, like, 9 a.m., I'd be like, dude, we're going 12 hours and more. Like, it's crazy how, because YouTube doesn't save it if it's over 12 hours, that then it's sort of capped me at 12 hours. Didn't I one stream do 12 hours and then start it again and do, like, another 1 or 2 hours? I think I did, actually. I can't remember. But yeah, I'm not sure. But anyway, so it's a real shame. Yeah, and so the 2019, I was like, oh, Rush Wars, chucked everything I had at it, gone. Heyday Pop, everything at, well, not, yeah, everything at it for like a week, for not too long though, and then gone. And then Clash Quest, at that point, I was a bit fed up with Supercell, and I'm just like, I'm not even going to cover it. But then it's like, actually I will cover it. So I did cover it, and actually covered it kind of a lot. I surprised Lynn when you said, like, hey, great, welcome to the stream. Good to have you. Good to have you. When you said, like, I'd done, like, this was my 20-somethingth, or, like, about 20 of Clash Quest, I'm like, that's actually a lot of Clash Quest streams. That's a lot of Clash Quest. I mean, I don't really do any videos ever since I was unbanned on YouTube. I actually did a few Everdale ones on YouTube, not heaps, but some. And yeah, and Stumble Guys isn't my game either. But yeah, so I did a few of the, yeah, that's like 20 streams. That's kind of a lot. So I covered that one, and then that's killed. I covered Clash Mini. Who knows what will happen with that one? I haven't covered it since last December. And I do want to do one, at least another stream, especially before they do this next major update. But knowing me, I'll probably miss it. That's, yeah, it's happened before when it's like, oh, and the game gets a new update, and yeah, but it's just so gutting with Everdale. But yeah, and then it's like, and now it's Everdale, and now this is, it's like, come on, man, come on, Supercell. And I don't think that the effect can be understated as to how damaging that is for Supercell in the long run. Like, yes and no. In one regard, I'm like, look, they make over $1 million a day from their other games, from the existing 5 games, mainly Clash of Clans, Clash Royale, and Brawl Stars, mainly those 3. They make, at least $1 million. As of 2013, which was ages ago, they're already making 1.3, 1.5, 1.3, like 1.3 to 1.5 million dollars. It might be euros actually, just between Clash Clans and Heyday. And then by 2016, they had 100 million active players, March 2016. And then, who knows, I don't know how much they will have gone up, honestly, because, like, then since 2017, they actually went down. So they might have less than that, who knows, even with the extra games. But, so anyway, they've had that, which, and so in one regard, you're like, well, they don't even care. They don't even care if these games die, because they, even if they spend $1 million on it, that's one day's revenue for them. Like, they're sweet. But then on the other hand, it's like, yeah, but you don't want to knock out all these sort of, it's almost like politics in the sense of, there's some other thought I was going to get to, but now I've forgotten it because I'm going so far down this track. In the sense, like, you sort of like, it swings left, it swings right, and in that, well, no, it's not a good example then of that, but in that, you have politicians that get knocked out because, they were, like, too centralist or whatever, because it's moved too far there, or no, too far on each side, and they get knocked out, but then they never come back. But then that's not a good example, because then it's always switching between those. But it's sort of like, I guess it's more like a market demand curve thing in that, and it's sort of like the supply of Supercell YouTubers and the demand in that, and sort of if you go too far of like, yeah, there's not enough demand for so long, you just literally kill off all the suppliers, and you just can't get them back. Even, because there's markets and, like, they take, like, a year, like, some of them can change fast, and that, like, oh, we're easy to produce this cheap Chinese thing, we can do that. But other things, like, if you want suddenly, like, a heap of logs and that, it's like, well, you can't just snap open a whole heap of logs. Like, oh, okay, we have to start growing a lot of trees. It's going to take years before it sort of comes back. And I mean, with YouTubing, you can sort of start up, but it's like, once you knock out all these YouTubers, and welcome to the stream, Screet. Once you knock it, you just started playing. That's unfortunate, but also kind of fortunate that if you'd played it for 2 years. If you knock out all these YouTubers, they don't come back. That's the problem, they don't come back. I mean, I'm still here, which is kind of, like, surprising and weird. But most people, like, it's just gonna knock, even the massive ones, even Molt and Nick at Night and Chief Pat and Godson, like, they've had big gaps in content, which then their followers are less interested in that, and then it sort of ultimately is just this negative downward spiral, because then the viewers are less interested because there's so many gaps, and then they upload less because they have even less views. So even the big existing ones, which were massive, or over 1 million subs, even they've sort of somewhat crashed. Let alone all these new ones, which, like, iPsycho, Clash with Shane, Carlos something or other, and other ones that have been that have covered Heyday Pop. Well, have covered. Well, it's sort of Heyday Pop and Rush were quite a long time ago, but especially that have covered Everdale and Clash Quest. Like, all the new YouTubers that sort of, all the wannabe or upcoming Supercell YouTubers that would have been YouTubers if the game had succeeded, gone. And I mean, sure, they can just stick around for the Clash Heroes, but eventually people are just going to have to get jobs. Eventually, it just doesn't last. And I think so. But then on one hand, I think Supercell doesn't really care because like the whole YouTube community only makes up probably less than 1% of their players anyway. But I still see and I still see so much value in it and so much importance. And not like, for example, Brawl Stars at one point was like in the top 10 most viewed games on YouTube and that, which would further bring in players. So there definitely is utility for Supercell by having these YouTubers cover it and that. But I think that realistically, the YouTubers don't bring in huge amounts of revenue from Supercell. But at the same time, I think they are really, I think it's real, maybe they're not like critical and important like in that regard to making the game work, sure, but I think they're so nice. It's just so cool having a whole community around it. It's just so cool, and having just the death after death after death of these Supercell games, not to mention the other games since 2017 have like sort of crashed or not really ever increased since 2018 at a minimum. Like Heyday sort of stayed the same, but like Clash Royale has gone down, Clash Clans has gone down. Brawl Stars, well, it was out mid-Twitter, but yeah, it's sort of gone down since like a year ago. And it's sort of like, once you sort of like, as soon as you sort of hit this point, you sort of just knock off all these YouTubers that just quit completely, and you can't get them back. And I think that's really detrimental. And I mean, it's been a major problem for the Heyday community in a sense, because there's never been enough interest to make it profitable, to financially sustainable for people to be Heyday YouTubers and that. And so like there was Heyday YouTubers before myself and before Ricky that were YouTubers and then just quit. One that had like 20,000 subscribers, not just one, heaps. Well, I'm not sure how many, but there was multiple YouTubers, Heyday YouTubers prior to Ricky that started and then ultimately stopped. And then since then, you know, there's been myself who started and stopped, and Silas that started and stopped. And who knows how long the likes of Ricky or Phoebe will keep going, or any of the Helsinki 7 for that matter. But that's just severely detrimental to keeping a sustained Heyday community and online presence that sort of sticks around, because it's like, well, my favorite YouTuber of the game is gone. Well, I'm not going to watch it anymore. And there's less, yeah, and then there's just less people that, yeah, and then it's just like, it just doesn't ever last. It just keeps dying because like the YouTubers keep stopping, and then those followers some of them don't enjoy the other Heyday YouTubers or don't want to watch them, like just like they're like, well, my favorite guy's gone, which would have been the like prior to Ricky, those ones that existed before any of us existed and that, but then they stopped and the people viewing them stopped, and I don't know, it's just very damaging, I think, and very very detrimental to keeping and sustaining a community where there's just not enough views ever for the YouTubers to make a living off covering the game. With Clash Clans, it was different, and so then that's why you had these massive ones get huge and cover it for years. And I mean, that said, Heyday has had multiple YouTubers cover it for years, which is very lucky in that. But yeah, like Clash Clans, you know, had Galadon, well, still has him. Like, literally, he started in 2013, so a decade later, he's still covering it. And that's not a coincidence. It's not just a random game. It's a game that has like huge amount of people that watch it on YouTube and that. Not nearly as many as the past, but still a lot. And he's got multiple videos with over 1 million views, and you know, has you know, can make an income on that, and has been able to stay at the game for a decade. And I think that's very stable. Like, there'll be people that have been watching him for years that still watch him and have still kept at it. Whereas if he quit, they'll be like, I don't like Clash Clans as much because Galadon was a big part of me enjoying it and playing it and that. So I feel like that's, and thus, like, with all these new beta games, all these players sort of getting worn out of covering it, and the content creators of like, we'll try this one, oh, it didn't work, we'll try this one, oh, I can't keep doing this for years and years, keep doing it. I mean, if it's just a hobby and it's just a small amount of time, sure, but then if it's just that, then there's not normally many videos and all sorts of stuff like that. And then it sort of doesn't take off as much because it's not regular content. It's just sort of when you have a bit of spare time in your hobby. So it's sort of, I don't know, it's just a real shame because then there's so many would have been upcoming, like just like Battlelands. Like all those YouTubers, basically, I think the whole lot of them just died. Like not in real life, but as in their channels died with Battlelands through no fault of their own. And then they sort of tried to switch to other games. Conman tried to switch to other games, didn't work. So did Conman, didn't work. It sort of worked for me because I still had Heyday and still kept doing Heyday the entire time through Battlelands and was still doing it after Battlelands. So I was sort of fortunate in that. And it was very rare to be doing that. Even in like 2018, 2019, most YouTubers had their one thing they stuck to, like, we just do this. And that was hugely because of the algorithm, and the algorithm would stuff you over if you did do anything else in that. Even though it's cool to try new stuff in that, but since it would wreck people's channels when they try it, because the new video wouldn't get many views, but then it would also lower your CTR, and YouTube's like, oh, that doesn't look too good, we won't promote that channel as much. People would just stick to the one thing. And I saw that, I noticed that. It harmed my channel in some ways, but also in other ways helped it, because I had games, so when Battlelands died, it was like, I'm still going, I'm still standing, because I have Heyday there. And game review and live streams, and also I was doing huge diversification in that, which then is definitely not a possibility for someone that's just doing it like a hobby. Like, they can just sort of focus on one thing, and even that's very minimal amount of content on it. And so I did this diversification, which sort of actually kind of worked. It harmed me in some ways, which was really frustrating, but then also helped me in others, like when Battlelands died. But as soon as Battlelands died, those Battlelands YouTubers are gone, which is so sad. They would be big YouTubers today if Battlelands had done well. They had cool-ass content, real fun, and they would be YouTubers today. But no, like, no one will hear of them going forward, and more people will forget them, and it will be like, it's almost as if it didn't even happen. And it's like all these would have been iPsycho and that, like, well, what do they do now? Like, they've sort of got no option, really. I mean, they can, like, for beta games, they got nothing, other than they could all switch to Clash Mini, which he actually does do Clash Mini, so that will sort of work for him. But it's sort of like, okay, well, hey, like, Clash Quest dead, I was covering that, gone. Everdale dead, okay, that's gone. It's like, well, what am I supposed to do? Like, do you just wait for Clash Heroes to come out? That might even not come out, it might get killed in beta. So then it's like, well, that doesn't work. So, and then you could switch to an existing game, but there's a lot of people that love trying the beta games because they sort of have played the existing games, have enjoyed them in the past, but are sort of like, yeah, I'm ready for a new game. But it's like, well, what do you do if they're all dead except for, like, Clash Mini? But if you don't like Clash Mini, and I don't really like Clash Mini, it's alright. It's a good game, but it's like, it's just, I can't deal with just going like this. It's just, I can't. So, yeah, and then it's like, well, do I just wait for the next Supercell game? Or, I don't know. But I feel like it's done a Supercell immense amount of damage, and having these games that just come out and just get killed. But then you could argue, well, maybe they should never release them, and it should have all been alpha the whole time, and that, would you have preferred that? It's like, well, no, I did prefer that they came out and did this, but it's just a shame that they've had to kill, like, every single one of them, literally for 5 years straight. Clash Mini is the only one that might do it, and even that is sort of skeptical. Like, it's only at 3% of its initial peak, although that's not a very good metric in the sense that every game has an insane first peak. But you can see it sort of just dropped off, and it's just really sort of quite low now. But it's still doing way better than Everdale and Clash Quest, but it's still way lower than what it once was. So yeah, that's now I've way off where I was going, but that was sort of part of what I wanted to say. I just think it's going to be it's really harmful for, and then people that covering Supercell games, like, if you, like, want to be YouTube and you're like, I don't even know if Supercell game's the best, because, like, you have to wait like a year plus in beta to even see, and then it just dies anyway, which has been the case again and again and again for me covering the Supercell beta games. All of them, like, 4 out of, well, yeah, so far, 4 out of, other than excluding the ones we don't know, Clash Mini, 4 out of 4 have been killed. So 0 of them so far, of the ones that I've covered and put in a lot of time and effort. Heyday Pop, like, there was a lot of effort. It was kind of, they've all died, all of them. They're all killed. And then the Clash Mini might go global. And I put in a lot of effort for that one, like, and a grand, and it just didn't. I was just getting no traction on YouTube for that, and I didn't really like that game. So, yeah, I will cover Clash Heroes. I'm not going to spend any money on it. And, yeah, we'll see how it goes. But, yeah, it's a shame. It's I don't know, it's just sort of sad. But then I feel like, and then part of it's not even Supercell, it's just sort of people's interest just, like, jumps, as does YouTubers' interest in that. And then, and then there's a disconnect between what they're interested in that. And because it could never match. I mean, you could do, like, match one viewer, but then everyone else would be like, I don't like that game or that game or that game. But yeah, it's just it's sort of a combination of factors. It's the reality. It's really hard to do it well on YouTube. It's really hard to find things that are financially sustainable to cover on YouTube. It's really hard to find games that don't get killed and have enough interest. Some of them get killed, and so it's like, man, it's like such a minefield. So hard to make it work. and then having covered game after game after game, that there's been so much hope. People have loved it. They're not killing games. So people are like, oh no, that was such a bad game. Like, no wonder they killed it. They are good games. They're just not like the next level game like Clash of Clans that will last for years. They're just sort of like, they're way above the average game, like way above the average game, but they're not like at like perfection level or like near perfection level where they'll last for years, and thus they've been killed. But then it's like, if you just keep covering it, and then it's just you have to commit to like a year in beta to it, and then it just dies. It's like, oh man, and then it's like, okay, we'll try it once more. We'll try it with Heyday Pop and that. Well, no, but Bad Rush was only a few months, but you know, Heyday Pop, and we'll cover that for months, about a year, and oh man, that one's been killed. We'll try the next one, and then it's like, okay, we're like, you know, fool me once, you know, it's sort of like, yeah. It's just sort of such a shame that's just happened, but it's very negative. It sends a very negative signal to want to be Supercell YouTubers, because like, okay, well, you've just had a run of, you know, 2019 game killed, 2020 game killed, 2021 game killed, and 2 games killed, which, well, they got killed in 2022 but were released in 2021. But it's like, this is not looking good. This is not looking good. So yeah, yeah, it's a big shock. I mean, for me, I didn't see it as a big shock. Like, I sort of, but I think it was really sad, and really, like, that they left it 3 months, and people were really hopeful. People were really waiting for, like, okay, this is gonna be the update. This is gonna be it. And then it's like nothing. It's just like, oh yeah, we're gonna kill it. It's like, really? Like, we waited all that time for this? For just the announcement it will die? So yeah, it's really unfortunate. I felt like the game had so much potential, and some of us loved it and played it heartily, and unfortunately it's gonna die. And it's like, oh man, this was another game I invested so much time and energy into, and genuinely enjoyed this one. I genuinely enjoyed this one. I really enjoyed this one. So it's so gutting to see it go. But yeah, I mean, like, most of the players had quit within 2 months. I was shocked to sort of discover that afterwards, because I only played it for 2 weeks, which is sort of weird. But then my device died playing it. Yeah, it died, and then that was partly why I quit, and also realizing that it was just not going to be a game that had much interest, even if it did go global. But it's sort of like, come on, man. Like, Rush Wars was hard enough, and now having another great game get killed, it's like, oh man. We only got to level 12. I think by the end of the month we'll hit level 13. But as soon as I saw that announcement, like, that night when I played it, I'm like, this is meaningless. Like, who cares if my guys are idle? Like, it doesn't matter anymore. Which is so sad to shift to that mindset. But that's the reality. It was. So yeah, it's life's hard, man. It's really, really hard. Like, there's so much hard stuff in life. It's just immensely hard. Like, I don't know if I can't emphasize it enough. I've said it so many streams, but it's just true. And it doesn't mean life's hopeless. It doesn't mean life's hopeless, but it's hard. It's hard as. So yeah, it's a rough world out there, and just sort of things like this just keep adding to the roughness and that. I watched Jordan Peterson last night after I saw the thing, not because I saw it, not because I saw Everdale was going to be killed, but I just did, and I found him really interesting. He's coming to New Zealand in November, so I will go see him, which, yeah, it's going to be awesome. He came like in 2019 or so, but unfortunately I missed the tickets, but really looking forward to him coming. He's got a lot of interesting things to say. I don't agree with everything he says. Last night I was watching the Piers Morgan interview with him. I didn't watch the whole thing, but yeah, and then there was this Sylvester Stallone clip, which was like, you know, you're better than it. Like, life is hard. You know, you can blame him or her and that, but ultimately, like, you're better than that. You can get out there, you can do stuff, and yeah, it's crazy just reading all the amount of people in the comments, like, just like, they were depressed, they were suicidal in that, and watching Peterson, listening to his lectures, like, that just helped them immensely and has changed their life. So it's like, that's crazy. Like, that's awesome that he's helped so many people. And yeah, it's like, that's cool. I think he's so unfairly attacked so much, and I think, yeah, it's just like the labels he gets is just, it's just like, some of them just so dishonest, so wrong. He's so caring. He's like so caring. Like, he genuinely cares like so much for people, for young people, for women, for men. He just really, really cares. So yeah, I don't agree with everything he says. I don't agree with everything Piers Morgan says. But I think that, yeah, I think Jordan Peterson has a lot of very, very insightful insight. So I do enjoy watching Jordan Peterson. Maybe because you invested so much money, so much in Rush Wars, it hurt more. I feel like, I don't know, because I don't know, like, did I... no, I think the main thing was the fact that my dream of becoming, like, this is gonna be the game. Like, it's sort of like, it'd been rough, and, like, you know, I'd been to Finland trip, Helsinki 7 trip in 2019, and that was cool, but I was so aware, I'm like, look, Hades not working out, Battlelands is crashing in interest in that, and I'm like, this is not looking great for me, and I'm like, Rush Wars. I'm good at Rush Wars. Rush Wars is a great game. This is my break. This is gonna be my game. Like, this is gonna be the one that actually gets me there, that blasts me off as a YouTuber. And, you know, when Supercell has the Clash Con, the Rush Con, I will be there. I will be a co-host of, like, this was hopeful speculation from me in that. But given like if I was one of the top players in the world and genuinely really good at it, and then I totally could have been a co-host in that. That would have made sense. It wouldn't be like, wow, why would you ever pick him? Like, it would have made sense that they get, like, for the ClashCon in 2015. Well, and the YouTuber stuff, you know, with Chief Pat and Galadon. So cool. So cool. And Ricky was a part of that. There wasn't that many Supercell YouTubers back then. That was a crazy time. And I saw a couple of photos from Galadon today on his Twitter and that, and it still hurts. It's gutting that I wasn't part of Supercell history earlier. I mean, I played their games, but I so wish I'd been a YouTuber then. I so wish I'd been going to Finland then. That would have been so awesome in that. I so wish I was part of that early on history and that, when it, you know, when it was in its prime time, and it was just such a close-knit community, and it was, you know, it's just like, that would have been so awesome in that. So that would have been so sick. But it's so cool that there's still the connection. Like, it's sort of, Supercell's still kind of new in the sense that, like most of those YouTubers haven't moved on in that. Like, one of the guys moved to doing Pokemon Go instead, and some of them have quit. Master Of's gone, Daddy's gone, but, like, Galadon, he was part of that. Ricky, he was part of that, and I got to meet them, and it's so cool that I'm part of that thing. It's so cool that I got to go in 2019 and meet them and be part of something in that. That was awesome. But yeah, I'd hoped it would, with the Rush Wars, that would be the break. That would be, I always get back onto this, and this is supposed to be about Everdale dying, but it's going to be like a couple of hours so I can talk about it. I mean, I felt like I've said most about Everdale dying. I don't know. I don't really know what more there is to say. Sort of, it's sad. It was expected because the game didn't get many updates. And, you know, there were some of us that loved it, but most people would quit, and it didn't seem like it was going to be there. There was a time, definitely, when I thought this is going to go global, but in the last few months, I've thought, I don't think it is. But yeah, and sadly, it hasn't. But yeah, the Rush Wars, I hope that would be the game, and it totally could have. It totally could have. If Rush Wars had gone global, and I'd been one of the top people, and I just kept doing streams on it, and kept going up, and it was key difference in terms of how it worked. Like, Clash Mini and Clash Royale is, if you lose, you go down, and you go up and down, and also, that's different to Clash Clans, as in Clash Clans you go up and down, but it's like, okay, you have a base, you have to attack it, and you never, like, the top players way back in, like, 2013 playing Clash Clans didn't normally, like, lose, like, as in, you might only get 1 star, but you'd still you wouldn't go down, whereas in these other games where you go down, it's just like, oh, it's so hard. And probably if that'd been the case for Rush Wars, I probably wouldn't have liked Rush Wars, but it was sort of just like no, you can only go up. Yeah, if you fail your attack, you gain nothing, but you still go up. And so it was only going up, and I think that was a key thing that then made me enjoy it way more. If Clash Mini had been like that, I'm sure I would love Clash Mini. It's just that going down, I'm not mentally strong enough to just deal with that. Like, oh, it's okay if we go down. It's like, no, like, I just, yeah, couldn't deal with that well. But yeah, so I don't think it was the investment in Rush Wars, because, like, for example, yeah, because if it was, like, then I would have been so gutted about Clash Mini dying in that. But, like, as in, I'll be more sad that the Everdale, in which I invested, like, half as much in, dies than Clash Mini in that, because I just sort of, Clash Mini wasn't really my game. But yeah, like, Rush Wars totally could have been the game that, you know, and it was just the timing was perfect. I'd just come back from the Helsinki 7 trip, Battlelands was dying out, Heyday was sort of just, like, what it was just sort of like normal, but I was like, Heyday's not going to work. It's not going to be financially sustainable. There's not enough Heyday viewers. And I'm like, this is the game. I'm good at this game. I love this game. This game's doing great. And then that could have been the thing that then there could have been a rush con. There could have been a rush con. I actually had I had a whole plan for what a Heyday one would look like, which I sort of would have been real cool if they had done some like a Heyday competition thing. Well, no, they had the cake bake off. That was cool. But as like an in-game thing that they then like had like challenges in it, like that would have been real cool. But unfortunately, that didn't happen in that. And I don't know. I don't know. Who knows if they will have another Heyday one. I still haven't entirely ruled out ever returning to Heyday in that. It's not likely, but I wouldn't entirely rule it out. And not entirely. But at the same time, don't live in hope that I will come back. I mean, well, you can, but as in, I don't want to disappoint. And it's more likely than not I won't go back to Heyday, but the possibility's there. And also with the gems, unfortunately I have to move it to an existing game. Otherwise I would have moved it to Clash Mini. Then hopefully by the time Clash Heroes will come out before Clash Mini died, and then I could move it to Clash Heroes and then focus on that. But they don't allow you to move around the beta games, which is a shame. But yeah, so I would have loved it if they'd done a Heyday. But I don't know if they'll do it, if they'll ever like if they'll have another Heyday. I thought they were going to do it this year. I really thought they would, and I thought that I wouldn't be invited, and then I'd be real sad because even though I don't cover it, it's sort of like so gutting because it's like the YouTube ban which killed my channel, and yeah, it was just real sad. And then, but they didn't end up having it, which surprised me. I mean, there was still sort of some restrictions around, you know, now it's sort of like really dropping. It's really going, like New Zealand just got rid of, not all, but a lot more of what they had of restrictions wise. But yeah, so they didn't have it this year. So it will, if they do it in 2023, it will have been at least 4 years since the last one. And so if they do it in 2023, but if they don't do it in 2023, I find it hard to imagine they'd have another one. Which, yeah, they were sort of so lucky that we got to go before the whole lockdown situation. Otherwise, then it would have never happened in 2020 and that. So it was so cool. It was, yeah, it's sort of, I think it's awesome that they had one. So it's just iconic. Like and Boom Beach, the Boom Beach people had been like a month earlier than us. Which they had a wee thing as well, which was cool, and it's sort of like that means all the Supercell games are covered. Like they did so much for Clash of Clans, and it's true that it's like this year has gone about me more than that Everdale thing, but it's all related to all the games in that. But I was almost like I was fitted to cover Clash of Clans, not Heyday. I mean, I felt like I did do a good job of covering Heyday, and I brought a lot of cool ideas to the table. But originally I wanted to cover Clash Clans. That was what I wanted to do. But I'm like, look, Clash Clans has so many good YouTubers already, like Galadon. No one's gonna, well, some people would have, but not many. Like, I'm like, I haven't got a unique selling point in Clash of Clans. People get, like, there's Clash Clans people that spend masses of money, there's Clash Clans players that are insanely good at the game. Like, I just hadn't got, like, had I been a YouTuber way back in 2012 or 13, it would have been perfect, because that would have been the game that I was most suited to, that ended up being financially sustainable, and it would have just worked out so well. But since I came in so late, then it was I knew that the Clash Clans market was so established. That said, I almost wish I still had given it a shot. It was a shame I wasn't into streaming, and when they had the mid 2017 update, because I still playing Clash Clans when I was covering Heyday, but in the builder base Clash Clans update, I incredibly managed to get first in the world for that, and which is pretty insane, but I did, and I didn't stream at that point, which was a real shame, because that would have been, I could have literally then just moved on to that, because I think some of them, like, maybe Itsu came out of that update, like a few YouTubers came out of the builder base update, Clash Clans YouTubers and that, but that would have been so good, but I just didn't have the capacity to sort of stream stuff in that, but that would have been the perfect opportunity for me to move on, but I'm still pretty young and pretty not good at doing videos and streams and that, so it was a shame, because that would have worked out so well. But yeah, it's sort of a shame, because I would have, Clash Clans was, I loved that competitive aspect, and I know there's people in the Heyday community that didn't like the fact that I was sort of pushing for that competitive aspect, like, it's sort of like, in a sense I can understand, like, we'll just go to Clash of Clans, don't, but at the same time, I still maintained, it's like, we can have another competitive feature in Heyday, and you don't have to play it. Like, we've got the Derby, so we could have another feature in that then hopefully would increase interest in that, which was the main reason that I actually wanted a competitive feature in Heyday. Not because I'm like, we need a Clash of Clanize Heyday. It's sort of like, that was the only route I saw to there being more interest in Heyday, because there needed to be something that then the YouTubers could actually show them how to be good at. Because, I mean, sure, you can show them how to make coins, But it's sort of like, there's only so many videos you can do in that. And I did, like, basically everyone you could do. Like, I could have done a few more, but, like, and it was way stretched out. Like, for just one tiny coin step. Like, looking back, at the time, I thought, oh, this is a great idea. And would I do it differently? I don't know. I probably would do it differently. But it's sort of like, it was like a 30-minute video for, like, one making coins tip, which back then I'm like, oh, this is fine because it's good advice in that. But it's like, most players of Heyday do not want to watch half an hour to find like a little tip, like one tip. Yeah. But so yeah, I don't know. It's sort of, but then that's why I really wanted there to be some feature in Heyday that would then boost the interest, because otherwise without the interest, it just wasn't working. It wasn't sustainable. And then that's why I'm not doing it anymore. There's sort of multiple reasons. Like, I was sort of frustrated with Heyday and stuff like that. But if it was financially sustainable, then it'd be like, yo, yep, we'll do it and that. And yeah, but it just wasn't and isn't, and I don't think ever will be if there's no feature added like that. And I think it's less. I think the more time that goes by, the less likely it will be added, because it's like, oh, like the game, we sort of, I don't know, then it would be too much of a variation of the game or something. So I don't know, but then it's a shame, because it's like, it's just, I don't know. I mean, some people would be so. I didn't even used to ever talk about this, but I didn't really think through it until like I'd been covering Heyday for like 3 years, and I'm like, yeah, this ain't really like working. It's like, well, maybe 2 years or 2.5 years. I'm like, sure, like, we're doing okay. Well, like, we're doing pretty well, but as in, this is nowhere close to actually making a living off it to be able to, like, regularly cover it in that. And I mean, at that point, I was only doing, like, 2 videos a week, or I started with 2 a week. I think I increased from 2, but it's sort of like, and I was doing a whole heap of other content in that. And doing like 7 videos of Heyday a week wouldn't have actually really grown me that much more with Heyday. But it's sort of, because I had like lots of the top ranked ones, like half of the top ranked top 10 searches and that, my video showed first. So sort of getting like, basically like, as well as I really could get from that. But it sort of didn't, it just wasn't going. And I don't think it ever will. And thus, it's sort of, yeah, really sort of is problematic in terms of like, there being like regular YouTubers of Heyday. Like, I mean, there still are at least 5 out of the Helsinki 7 still covering it in that, but I don't know how much long for. Like, all of them will keep covering it. Like, will all of them be covering it in 3 years? I highly doubt it. Yeah, but yeah, anyway, even 2 years, I doubt that all 5 of them will still be covering it. Yeah, but yeah, we'll see if there is a Heyday try. I don't know, it's just, I just so wanted to be part of it. Like, I just like have a real love of Supercell games. I really do. Even the ones that I've never covered on my channel, I've played them, I've enjoyed them, and that. Some not as much as others, but it's decent, like Brawl Stars and that. But yeah, I had a good time with Boom Beach. I had a great time with Clash of Clans. I had a great time with Heyday, and a great time with Clash Royale. So yeah, it's sort of. Yeah, it's just, I just like an ultra advocate of the Supercell games. I just loved the Supercell games, and it was so much fun playing them. It was so exciting when a new one came out, and it's sort of just like, now, I'm sitting here in 2022, 5 years on, over 5 years on, from when I started uploading, from playing. It will have been almost a decade. That is scary to think about. Like, it's been almost a decade since I started playing Supercell games. Like, that's actually crazy. But that's the reality. Like, I've just, and ever since I saw those 2015 videos of Galadon and the others there, I'm like, that is so awesome. Like, I never dreamed that I'd actually even be going to be part of it or whatnot, let alone as a YouTuber and that. So yeah, it was. Yeah, and then seeing the ClashCon 2015 was so good, and I just so wanted that to sort of happen. I wanted that to be part of it, and I'm so glad that I got to be part of it in 2019, but I'd hoped it would then, it'd be so much more, like, not as in, like, I hope that it would just lead to so much more in that, and Rush Wars, it could have led to so much more, but it got killed, and then it just killed all those hopes, all their aspirations, realistic ones as well. Like, there'd be no reason why they wouldn't take Rush Wars competitive. Like, there's esports teams in that game, like people, like competitive esports players play in that game. So yeah, it's just so sad that got killed. Yeah, because it could have been like all sorts there could have been a RushCon, and I could have been part of that RushCon. And there could have been multiple, the Rush Wars of it could have been, it could have been, but it's not, and it's so gutting. And I mean, I felt like Everdale wasn't gonna ever sort of turn into that kind of stuff, but I still loved the game regardless. Now that's dead, it's like, flip, man, this is just not cool. Like, this is so not cool. Like, Rush Wars died, Halo Pop died, Clash Quest died, Everdale died, and now Clash Mini might die. It's like, oh my goodness, like, come on. It's so flippin' hard, man. But yeah, it's sort of a shame. And then all these sort of nice YouTubes I've met along the way that yeah, sort of, yeah. And then it's not even just those games that have died. Like other games as well. Battlelands has died, and Minecraft Earth has died. I only did 2 videos on that, but so many games have died. It's unbelievable. But it's so hard to make it so profitable, the game. And it's just so hard, and so most games just don't last. And then there's like Awesome Hexonia, which has got no updates for over a year now, which is so sad. That was another great game, but it's, I don't know, man. But yeah, it's just a shame with Everdale. It really is, because I know that some of you guys really loved it. I really loved it, and we had a great time. We had a great time. So yeah, pretty much Cliff's, yeah, because that's, yeah, and his video thumbnails were awesome. I didn't watch heaps, I watched maybe 2 of his videos, and they were cool. They were cool, and he'll be another Zanzard. I hope not, but probably, and it's real sad. It's just real sad. It is part of life, but it's flippin' sad. I guess the sad thing is just like if you have an eye to noticing potential. I mean that's like everyone that played Everdale and enjoyed it has an eye for potential, like an eye for what they know what they enjoy. But yeah, it's sort of like, it's just so sad because there's so much potential that just dies, like so much potential that dies, and it's just like the minusculest most element in the world. Like there'd be so many businesses that die because like the price, like right when they need it to, like the market just doesn't quite come around at the right time, business gone. Let alone like the 20% of small businesses during the lockdowns in the US went bankrupt or filed for bankruptcy. That's so sad. All that potential of just so many, and then all the businesses that will never exist because they were almost going to, but then didn't even bother to file because they're like, nah, we're actually not going to do this because it's just, and then there's like more explicit potential where they do a few videos like Clash with Shane, like Zanzard, like Conman, and it's like, their game died. That's the end of them. And then Zanzard's deleted his Battlelands videos, which is real sad. And I mean, I just watched a video. He says like why you should quit video games and that. Interesting video. I feel like he could have presented it better. It was a bit insulting. Not personal attack, but like well, if you don't want to watch this video, then yeah. But as in, I still respect Zanzard, but I wish that regardless of whether you change your opinion, I feel like you shouldn't. Yeah, just delete all the old stuff and that. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, on Twitter, lots of people from old tweets. It still, like, happens. I don't know when the latest one was, but, like, it still happens. Like, just people just, like, keep getting hit with, like, how long, like, surely, like, just, like, let's just have a day where we just go through every single celebrity's Twitter and just, like, end this. Like, it just sort of goes on and on and on. Like, it's been going on for, like, I don't know, 2 years or longer, and it just keeps going on, like, every few months. It's like, oh, look at this celebrity, look at that. Well, the thing is, it's because of cancel culture, otherwise it wouldn't, it's like, okay, no, if they apologize for that, and, and it was something bad and they apologize, okay, well, let's forgive them and move on. But no, it's gotta be cancelled. And so it's just like, it's just ongoing, like, people just, their tweets just keep getting, I mean, and the thing is, like, yeah, I mean, because, like, lots of these tweets are, like, from, like, Twitter, like, 2010 or 11 or 12, like, or they're really, like, it's, like, early phases of Twitter where people didn't really, when cancel culture wasn't a thing, and people weren't really like, oh, one day someone's going to come back and destroy me for this. But, yeah, I don't know, yeah, to do with potential, yeah, with Zanzard getting rid of the old thing. I mean, that said, no, like, I'm guilty of that, like, with the video of, not just this, but with the video of the Sailor Cats It was like, oh, too much criticism. Oh, I'll get rid of it. I didn't even know why they did that. It was such a stupid decision. I didn't delete. Oh, I privatized the video. It's still there. I should just republicize it. But yeah, I didn't even know why I deleted it. I was like, maybe I was like, oh no, this is. I don't even know why. I sort of maybe I just felt guilty because it's like maybe like the game I sort of like it was sort of like I did game reviews and then there was this game that I just genuinely didn't enjoy. I thought it was pretty terrible, to be fair, and so I was just like, this game is rubbish and that. So and then I was like pretty harsh, but it was like a sort of just raw reaction of like basically every video I do of games I just like them and that. This one I don't, so let's just actually just be frank about it. Let's just say what I actually think about it, and I don't like this game. And I sort of like took it like a bit too far, as in it was sort of like this game, like I sort of like even I just kept doubling down rather than yeah, no, I don't like this game. Okay, in the video, it's like this game is just unbelievable. Like how sort of and so then I was like, oh, and it felt like I felt like it was a heap of kids that were commenting, and they're just like really sad that I made this video. It's like, oh man, I didn't like I wasn't trying to like do that, but you know, make all these kids sad, but. And that's sort of what happened. And then I deleted it. I shouldn't have deleted it, but the problem was it was like ranking #1 if people search Sailor Cats. So all these kids looking for a video on Sailor Cats that's going to be like, yo, welcome to Sailor Cats. They just got like, I don't like this game. This game's pretty rubbish. And be like, no. But I shouldn't have done that, but I did. So yeah, but yeah. Going forward, I shouldn't be like, oh no, we're gonna wipe this content and that. If I've made a mistake, if I've said something that I now disagree with, I'll be like, I no longer agree with that. Okay, there we go. I just started playing. Hopefully, I can find another game. Yeah, well, I mean, I'll wait out for the Supercell games and Shipyard games. I got my eyes on them. We'll see what happens with because that Supercell's bought into them anyway. So yeah, but yeah, the couple of location-based games I'm looking forward to. And hello on Facebook. Quite some dedication. Big, long-time fan. Boom, boom. The content creators are going to be really putting so much energy and time and money into you. Indeed. Which will then further... Well, it will not further increase the chances that the games don't succeed. Although, like, actually, it minusculely will. But then it will be like, okay, well, there's less videos on it and that, which then gets people less, like, interested in it for longer times and that. But Galadon did cover Everdale, and that's right, sorry, I meant to say, there wasn't even a comment about that, but also, yeah, shout out to Ricky for covering Everdale. He did some videos on it as well in that. He was further ahead than me, so I was like, whoa, wow, he's like really dedicated in that. So Ricky was another great content creator of Everdale, as was Clash with Shane, and I'm and I'm sure there's others, but I don't think there actually were that many others. Because I sort of had it, like, I'd sometimes check and it didn't seem like there was many. There probably will be some, but I don't think there was many. Like, there's just hardly anyone that covered this game. Gizmo used Twitch to try the games. Phoebe tried to cover and then stopped. I'm really curious to see what happened in Clash Mini. I don't see it going global, but I can't see it getting killed either because it's so popular. How does that work, Great? I see what you mean, but I mean, they have to do one. I mean, well, what would be an alternative? I mean, they could sort of add it as a mini game into another one. But yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like there's definitely people still on both sides. If it's gonna get killed, well, there's always gonna be in every single game. There's gonna be people saying this is gonna go global. Like, there's people that sincerely believe that till like the day, until it was announced Clash Quest is gonna die. Like, they're like, no. You know, like, they're commenting on videos like, oh no, this game's gonna go global. I can't wait and that. And it's like. And then just sadly it got killed. Like, they were that optimistic and that. There's people, and same with Everdale. Like, Everdale on iPsycho's video, someone commented, after the March update, I got locked out of my account. Well, I couldn't play anymore because the device was too old. But I'm going to be getting a new phone soon, so then I'll be able to play again. It's like, oh, that's so sad. And then it's dead. But Clash Mini. So there's people on both sides of that. It'll be interesting to see. I haven't, it's sort of, yeah, it's definitely more popular than Everdale and Clash Quest, but its interest has been dropping. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that one. I'm leaning towards it's gonna get killed, but I don't know. And Spice, Mini, welcome to the stream. Like Heyday because you only go up in level. Boom, boom. Well, there is the leaderboard of the boats, but Twitter is like a giant soap opera. I avoid it. Sailor Cats was pretty bad. I did do a second follow-up video on that. I don't know, I was expecting sort of more, like, there was just, like, really not much to it. But yeah, anyway, okay, so I've said most of what I want to say about it. Now I'll sort of react to, now I'll sort of go to the Twitter and that kind of stuff and look at, oh yeah, that's all good like that. Okay, oh, not that, yeah, that, no, okay, because we're going to go to the Discord as well, but we'll go to the, had to update Chrome, really annoying. Chrome hadn't been like working for me for like a week. Like Brave was still and other internet things were, but it wasn't on this, which is really annoying because then I didn't get back to emails for longer than I should have. Okay, so what have we got here? That one? Oh, this is the live stream of this. Lucky the stream key is hidden. On Rumble, it's flipping like exposed. So it's like, oh man. Oh, I like it when they have this. I wish Restream actually properly transferred it. Stream starting soon. Shout out to Lockdot. He's such a good lad as well, but sadly it doesn't seem like he's getting a heap of traction either. And he's been doing so long. So, oh, who was another guy that Musatube? Yeah, he put in so much effort. This one here, still getting bots. These stupid bots report, and I report them, and they're still happening. They're still happening on YouTube. Shout out to Ricky and Aiko. Oh yeah, I forgot you're. You were a certain person. I can't remember your name, but you're a certain person. You're Rito from Battlelands. Okay, there we go. So that, and Elon Musk did a poll on Ukraine. Yeah, it was at 2 million views on the Ukraine-Russia situation. Which yeah. That's Elon for you. So this was the announcement. Still only that many likes, which is really, really not that many. And how many responses again? Oh, 400. Okay, that's gone up a lot. Like on the first day, I guess that was in a couple of hours. There was hardly any. So it clashed with Style. Oh, not Shane, with Style. Yeah, this guy. He was such a good guy. I'm gonna press follow right there, and I'm following so many people now. So. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good, but a sad reason to get it, because it's your last video on it. But, yeah, real committed guy, and did so many cool videos on it. So, yeah. Everdale, Taz, and Ricky. Classics. Okay, there we go. So this here is the tweet. I sort of should have... I can't believe this got 32. It was so... yeah, it was like the amount, like when politicians respond to this or that, it's like this is what they said. But the reality is, like, I said that. It's like literally right now doing like at least a 1 hour stream just talking about it. Well, not just about that, but a lot about it. And it's like, mate, that got 32. I wasn't even trying to get likes. It was sort of just like a oof, this game. I love this game. Play it every day. Was literally ready to stream an update tonight or tomorrow. Really sad. And I was prepared for it. I'm like, this is gonna be it. And then it. Yeah, oh man, this is just, yeah, it's just every day, it's just every hour, it's like, oh my goodness. But yeah, I can't believe they got 32 likes. I mean, I wasn't even trying for likes. Oh, here we go. Decision to kill Everdale because if you, there we go, it's Gallydon. So he did, because he played it. So what's he saying for, that's odd. That's sort of an odd response. 23 hours ago. Oh, right, so there's over tweet. So I actually chose to publicly withhold my true opinion over the decision to kill Everdale because if you not have something nice to say. So as in he's saying he thought that it should be killed. Well, but the thing is, it depends on what grounds. Like in terms of like, I 100% understood. Yeah, it should be killed if your goal is to make it years. Yeah, well, yeah, no, but then I account for the fact that they should have updated it properly, and then it wouldn't have been killed. But yeah, but then if in its given state, absolutely, there was no way that was like a global game. Like it just wasn't. Like there was just no content for the top players. The features were very lacking, and yeah, I totally get like why they killed it in its given state. But I'm frustrated, really annoyed that they kept it in that state when they had 2 years at least to change it. At least, because they released it 2 years ago in sort of basically the state it's in. So even before then, they will have been developing it for probably at least a year, if not longer. So it's like, I can't believe they didn't really do it. Yeah, for real, it was. So yeah, so he clearly thought that, yeah, it should have been killed. Which, I mean, given its state, sure. But it's like, I wish that I'm angry, I'm sad, I'm heartbroken. There's 3 different emotions. So the game was genuinely going to go somewhere, and now it's just done. Yeah, it's like, yeah, for real. then thank you everything Everdale. Genuinely going to have to process that. So because he was optimistic about it, but yeah. I'm not so optimistic towards the Everdale team. I mean, I don't know. There'll be members on the team that were absolutely like the art person. They did nothing. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how all the team dynamics worked in that, but I'm still just really, really annoyed. Like I felt they just chucked almost nothing at this. Like over 2 years they had, and it's basically the same as it was 2 years ago. Like there's a few things, but it's like, dude, you had 2 years. 2 years. Like, I just can't believe, like, even Clash Clans had Clan Wars after 2 years, and that was massive, and that was, like, there'd already been heaps of massive things before Clan Wars even came about. Like, that was huge, whereas it's just, like, what are these headlines? An old video of a man dancing on Azerbaijani TV is being shared online with false claims. I don't even know the whole. It's like this. People are like, oh, what's this? And then like, there's 20 minutes of your time gone. So I don't understand. What's he doing in the toilet? I think when when I scrolled down last time, I was like, because sometimes you click on a tweet and it just shows a few replies and it just goes back to the normal thing, and I thought that this had nothing to do with it, and I'm like, no, it's a reply, but yeah, so like people are like totally hyped. What was that? Maybe someone else just unliked it. What? Look at that. That's dodgy as 37. Now maybe someone else is just. It'd be funny if you viewers were just on there, just like pranking. Anyway, Clash Quest got this. Yeah, I mean it was literally it was less than 7 days ago, so it was crazy. So should have saved this one to the drafts. Unhappy. Another day, another game. Yeah, it's like someone commented like it's nice to move on, but it's like. Yeah, it is, but it's like, it's just so gutting that this is what happened. Big rip once again. Had so much potential. Back to heyday. So, here we, oh, whoa! Whoa, that's the most liked one. Oh, I hadn't seen that one, and that's so, it's not even a competition. I literally did not tweet that with any, I'm genuinely surprised it got that many likes. Like, almost none of my tweets do, so, like, if it does, I'm like, okay, like, that's pleasantly surprised. But that one, and it's nice he got the most, because he severely committed to the game and covered it so much. Not that it's a competition, but as I am comparing them right now. And then Galadon saying that, yeah, I don't know, just sort of, yeah, I don't know, yeah, sort of, okay, sure. Oh no, actually, this is the most liked one. But Tad's is sort of, I don't know, I felt like he's become quite well known, because he's like really high up in the Clash Mini one. He did a video that got real popular and almost got 1,000 subscribers on Clash Mini. And so he's sort of kind of new to the scene in a sense. Oh no, he's been around for ages actually. No, he was there for Rush Wars. But as in, yeah, he's sort of like, Icy Tam Tam $33 is another one. But yeah, he's sort of, and he's from New Zealand. It would be cool to go meet him one day actually. But yeah, he'll be, you know, if they kill Clash Mini, if they kill Clash Mini, he'll be done. He'll be dead. He'll be like, I'm done, man. He'll be like, the one flippin' last great game you had, and he just killed it. He'll be fuming if they kill Clash Mini. Like, that's his, like, massive game right now. If they kill Clash Mini, like, that's just the worst. Like, in terms of, like, not because it's necessarily any worse than killing any of these other great games, but because, like, that will be 5 games. That will be every single game that was released in 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022. All of them killed. The whole lot of them. Unless they release a game before 2022 ends, which they might. But it's like, that is 5 years. 5 years, 5 games. 5 games, No, that's not working. 5 years, 5 games, 5 games killed. That's just like so not cool. That's so not cool. And then they have 5 original games still, but then that's like the first 5 years they released 5 games, and they released more than 5 games. In the first 5 years they have 5 games which are still existing. In the last 5 years they released 5 games, and all 5 were killed. So yeah, it's just been brutal for Supercell since 2017. Like, just constant death. Okay, let's see this other one, this critical one. Kind of tired of Supercell always deleting and always following that we want games to make games that would be played for years. The last time Supercell launched a game globally was 4 years ago. Maybe it's time for some changes. Interesting. But I don't think Supercell's going to abandon their strategy over a tweet. But because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like they're so committed to that, and I understand that, and I respect that. But at the same time, it's like, they could release these games and just sort of have less popularity games. They could, but then I guess their idea is since they're probably paying the employees so much money, they'd be like, hey, look, we just want to focus, we want to keep putting them on brand new games, on like real profitable games. Like, sure, we could keep Everdale and we could get it going, could keep supporting it for years and that, but it might only barely pay the salaries of the employees, considering they pay them so much because they're hiring the absolute top. And if they're hiring the absolute top, they figure they'll just cut their $1 million loss from creating Everdale, and then rather than just invest in $1 million into creating another one, than to keeping Everdale running at like basically a, like, even if it's a slight profit, even if it's like $100,000 a month or whatnot. Oh, that's actually quite a lot of money. But they'd be like, would rather have that much potential invested into a new game. So, if we're being real, Everdale was not that popular. What's the response to that? It's not about popularity. Supercell, oh wow, this is a lot of likes. Good, yeah, it's popular. They're released in more countries. What do they expect when they don't add more countries to the beta list? The issue was the game wasn't as good. But you could say then that Supercell should only have one game, the best game. In my opinion, like, because now, you know, it's debatable as to whether that was the right choice to release Boom Beach by their standards. That said, it still is 500,000 downloads a year? Yeah, a month still, which is insane. But it definitely is like, it's just like no one is sort of the dead game, in a sense. Like, yeah, it's sort of like the worst Clash of Clans in a sense. It's cool as Boom Beach is, it's just not really... And it's like, there's a few smallish YouTubers that cover it, but as the last time I checked, I don't think any of the YouTubers that covered Brawl Stars had even 100,000 subscribers, which was really telling. And it's sort of like the same level of interest as Heyday. And Heyday, none of the YouTubers have 100,000 either. Ricky's sort of getting there, but it's like, mate, he's been going for 8 years, and he's not even 10% of what Galadon's at. Well, I mean, he's been sort of going about the same length as Galadon, but... it's telling. I mean, Galadon's way better at editing than all the Heyday YouTubers, but yeah, it's still like, if there was the same amount of interest, Ricky would still get, not necessarily, no, he wouldn't get as many views as Galadon in terms of the edits, but he would get like half the amount of views. Yeah, but it's not even close with Heyday. This should the game, or casual COC without PvP, when I previously played. It feels like a reskin, more casual Clash Clans without PvP. I think they're right to kill it. It's not going to survive long. Well, I don't. Well, it depends what you mean survive long. Like, the thing is, I would keep playing it. I don't know why I wouldn't probably stop. I don't know, but then again, yeah, I don't know. If you're trying to do it for content and it was just like, okay, we've officially released it and there's no I don't know, like there's no many views to get on it. I don't know. I feel like I still would play it for to maxed. Your updates. Yeah, we could go down these comment threads, but I'll try to keep it to the... wait, rip my cat in the game. Is that like biting the cord? Or is it like a weird looking cat in the game that has like whiskers like that? 11th villager. Mate, I had like only got to like 7, but... I feel, yeah, you realize how many people do play it, because, like, the amount that would actually ever come to Twitter from Everdale would be, like, less than 10%, might be less than 1%. You're like, wow, there's actually a heap of people that still play it, because, like, every one player would represent, every one tweet would represent a heap of players. So, Supercell moment, yep. We all knew this was coming. I had a strong feeling, but... that is a huge sentiment. Whoa! Ratio? Wait. Why? Oh, is this guy like a... oh, yeah, no! I literally was like, I bet he's like a Clash Mini supporter. By the fact he's done that. But, yeah. There's a lot of people with the sentiment Clash Mini is next. I don't know. It could just be like, well, Supercell's done it for all the other ones, so of course they're going to do it for this one. Or it could be, no, they genuinely don't think Clash Mini has what it takes. which I'm not sure. I haven't played it in months. I don't know what all the updates have been like for that. Can't believe it's such a wonderful game. It's going down. I'm gonna get tired. I'm gonna get tired responding. Yeah, mate, you dude, screenshots. Try like tens of hours of live stream footage. Like, yeah, with literally like with like Rush Wars, like 100 streams, and like basically like they're gonna get no views forever now. It's like with YouTube once like years ago added it, not none, but not many. But yeah, because I mean YouTube, unless I got famous one day and then people would just like look through them just to try and catch me out on something. But or because they find them interesting, or like really love because the thing is with the 2015 games and prior, like that Supercell released, there wouldn't have been huge amount of footage on it. Even like Everdale, I feel it's kind of a bit, but like nowadays, like from Rush Wars onwards, every Supercell game got like heaps of footage. And part of the problem was, like, way back years ago, it wasn't even easy to record videos. Like, that was hard. Like, in 2017, I'm like, I had to use, like, something called Airshow, which is, like, crazy. Like, you had to search it up online and get it, and it was, like, not easy at all. So there was a huge barrier to making videos, let alone way back in 2012 and 2013. It would have been hard as to reflect your screen. I mean, Daddy just, like, recorded it, like, on his chest, well, like, playing from his hands, like, from the chest camera or whatnot. I'm not sure if that's because he didn't know how to screen record or what, but yeah, but now it's like there's way more. But back then there wasn't that much content in that. But anyway, yeah, it's like I got 100 streams because YouTube added a policy like ages ago that like they could, if content wasn't making money, they could get rid of it. And I can understand why like 12-hour stream, well, there wasn't many 12-hour ones, but even like 8-hour stream of Rush Wars that hasn't had like, gets like one view an entire year. They're like, we're hosting all that data. I actually saw an ad. I can't remember. Oh, it was by Moon, I think it was. I'm not sure. YouTuber called Moon, and it was about, was it digital waste, digital environmental waste, and it was basically saying like if you have an email, like it's bad. It's sort of like it's like a marketing technique, like because then it's like if you've been consistent. Same with like environmentalism. There's like no limit to it. Basically, there's like basically no limit. Like you could say, oh well, it's great because I got a shirt that is made from biodegradable materials. It's like, yeah, but then it was got from like a cheap country that used slave labor or terrible working conditions to make it, and also there's just unlimited levels of if we're like making the most renewable, most perfect product, that like there's no limit to how far you could go with that. And wait, where was I going with that? What was I? Who was like, oh yeah, and then this guy Moon was talking about like digital pollution or some term like that, and he said like, and then the poll showed like a third of people had heard of it. I was surprised. I've never heard of that. And and there's like, because then like most of us will have like a whole heap of emails that we don't read that are just sitting there and that. And then that's like creating like digital waste, like grams of CO2 to store it. But it's like, yeah, but it's like, if we're being serious about it, it's like, okay, emails, sure, that's like a minuscule part of the problem. But then it's like, what about having like 8-hour streams up that like have no views? And it's like one email would be minuscule, let alone like an 8-hour stream. Like that's so much data being stored in that. And then not just that stream, but then millions of videos on YouTube that don't get many views. And not just that, just the billions of things on the internet, which would just sit there and get hardly any views in that. Like there'd just be so much stuff that, and then you could just argue that like, well, crypto mining shouldn't even exist because it's like masses of pollution to get like this like coin thing that is just has value because people say it has value sort of thing. Like, yeah, it's like it's faceted, but people act like there's like if you just like get this program that then deletes the emails you store, then problem solved in that. But then you could argue, well, why not get the one that sends emails in the most efficient way possible? So there's just no limit. Same with like environmental stuff. Like there's no limit. Like you could say, okay, well, we want one that's made from materials and that. But but then it's made in a poor country and they abuse animals to make it. Or there's so like it's almost like it's just. And then if you realistically went for the most perfect thing, it would just be so unaffordable that 99% of people couldn't afford it. So, but it's like people act like, oh well, I do this thing, so therefore that makes me like a great person on the environmental front, and if everyone just did that, it's like they don't they act like they act like their actions is like that's the limit. Like that's as soon as you like that's the line. Like that's where you get to, and then it's like that's great. But they just ignore the fact that there's sort of limitless amounts of you could do this more and this more and this more and this more, and then it's like yeah, actually you could. Oh, actually we could do like basically everything differently. It's just a matter of like, well, how committed are we? Like, and yeah, it's but then acting like yeah, I feel like acting like there's this that like the what's realistically achievable for some people. Oh well, we just got to get to that line. Then it's like no, because it just keeps going. There's like no limit. So ultimately, you have to decide. Well, what's the trade-offs for doing this, or what's the trade-offs for using fossil fuels? What's the trade-offs for using green energy and all that? But yeah, it's limitless in terms of. How did I get onto that? I was talking about Moon and digital stuff, but then I don't know how I got onto that. Like even just keeping tweets up, that like the server power to keep it, like everything that you keep, there's a cost. There's a cost to keeping everything you keep in that, but there's also a cost to getting rid of certain things. So it's like, yeah, and then who weighs up what's the, yeah, just some thoughts and that. Okay, so there we go. A global launch would have changed everything like it did with Brawl Stars. Multiplayer aspect was unique, and not a single other game had something like this. I've spent so much time enjoying the game, although it was only beta. Even Clash Quest Mini was not that addicting. Interesting. Well, because part of the problem there's so many problems in Everdale, despite it being a fantastic game, was like there was just so few players that the valleys would never fill up, and then because the valleys would never fill up, then because the game was imbalanced, then you could never like do stuff, like you couldn't unlock your research stuff, and then like you couldn't complete enough boats to then get the research, and then it was like so that wasn't great. Old news. I remember and said Everdale, someone doubted me. Game had enough in-game content, so kept players playing. Incredibly store. It did have a store rating. I don't think it had enough. I mean, it had enough for like months worth, but then once people had maxed out, which some people had, then yeah, not profitable. The quality reason the height didn't make enough money. Mainly it's the dollars. Yeah. There's hundreds of responses. Whoa, that's incredible. 600. Oh, you get up to 700 of that. The memes. Oh, that's a good meme. I'm sort of surprised I even remember that. Like, I just like as soon as I don't know how I even recognize that, but it's from a YouTube video called "See You Again," which used to be the most popular video on YouTube in 2017 for about a month. But yeah, and it's sort of the parting ways. I don't know how I recognize that, but yeah, it's like goodbye, my friend. Like this is him or the Valley, and this is a Valley member or the Otto in the game. Oh, that wasn't Otto. Yeah, I think it was, and it's like goodbye. That's a heart for sure. That was real good. Yeah. That is so cool, all the snapshots people took. Yeah, that's the classic. Oh wow, that's all of it. Wow, that didn't last long. But yeah, Everdale, eh? So a lot of requests, as in like was that a lot of things that hoped. It's sort of like when you then retrospectively see they decide to kill it, then you like look back a tiny bit. You're like, like they're literally just promoting a video about requests for the next update, I assume. Then it's just like, yeah, no, they knew they were gonna kill it, but I don't know. I'm glad that they promoted that guy. That's funny how they've done that. Oh dear. He was such a good lad. Working hard or hardly working. Yes. Did I felt like I responded to that one. Maybe I didn't. Maybe I felt like I responded that to... Maybe, I don't know. I responded to, like, one maybe ages ago saying that, and then maybe they used that. I mean, it's not my saying, but yeah. Oh, yeah, I haven't actually read, like, why they've killed it. That would be a good thing to read. Oh, it's just a Reddit. We still didn't get through all those Reddit updates from ages ago. Whoa, this is quite a long... Oh, actually, I'll just go back to your comments for a little bit. Boom. I feel like Galadon was going to say something critical of Supercell. So knows. True, could have been. Yeah, I mean, it could have been, like, my perspective, I don't know, maybe, my perspective of, because maybe I took it as, like, he was going to say the game's going to die, but maybe it was, like, maybe he agreed with me. I don't know, I felt like, no, definitely other people agree with my sentiment for sure, or I agree with their sentiment, of saying, like, this game had so much potential, and that. I didn't go a step further and say, that's Supercell's fault, because they had 2 years to do something about it, and they did nothing. Like, they had the odd update, but they had so long, it had so much potential, and what did they do with it? Like, nothing. They just rebalanced it, which was annoying, and it didn't even fix the unbalance problem, and they didn't add the features and content people needed. So, yeah, I'm just so gutted. Like, it's like, I don't know, like, yeah, it's just like, they would, if they'd done cool features in that, maybe it still wouldn't have, but certainly what they did do was absolutely not going to lead it to going global. I mean, how could it be different to 2 years ago when there's hardly anything different about the game 2 years later? Probably didn't want it to die, because yeah, he had been playing it. I'm more thinking he was critical of Supercell waiting. Oh, right, yeah, potentially. I felt like they should have done it, yeah, a year, literally, well, no, a year ago would have been they wouldn't release it, but no, yeah, that's right, I've said this before. I was surprised that given valleys and villages, what I saw of, like, just the game just dying. Like, the game just, like, there's almost no one playing it by the end of it. Like, we were just, I was in the top valley, we were, like, just acing it. Like, without, it's like, the game was just, the old one had died. And so, that's right, when they released it, I couldn't believe it. Because I'm like, dude, you haven't fixed this. You haven't figured it out. Why would you move it to this already when you haven't, it's just not sorted. Like, it was, like, just, there's the bugs in it, and which we saw with it coming, and then at the start they made the terrible mistake of not allowing people to create a valley, which, like, was just really sad, and just meant that there's people that just got ousted. They got sniped. They got their valley stolen, or like a coup, because of the fact that people weren't allowed to create their valleys. So instead they're like, okay, we'll just take someone else's. That was a terrible mistake on Supercell. And they literally removed the ability to create the valley that existed in the old game. They removed that. I don't know why they did. It's like, it's just like facepalm and that. But at the same time, it's like, I feel like, well, it's easy to just sit here and criticize when, like, Supercell had to make all these calls and that, and you retrospectively can easily say this, that, and the other. But it's like, I felt like it's like just more than just like it's easy to criticize. It's like that, like, they just made so many mistakes. Like, I just feel like it's just beyond, like, it's easy to criticize. It's like, there was just so many mistakes with the bugs. The fact that they released it when, like, almost no one was playing. They should have known from Valleys and Villages, okay, let's get it to a game that people want to play before we just release it. And then the fact that they just, like, no updates hardly, and the fact that they left it for, like, over 3 months without an update, and the fact they just didn't add any new content. Like, I see, like, at the end of December, people saying if they don't add new content, it will be killed. It's been, like, 10 months, and they still haven't added. Well, did they? No, they added a little bit, so you could go from 15 to 16. But for people that were already maxed, then, like, as soon as it came out, they were just off the door and just, boom, maxed again. So it's like, there's just so many, like, where are the features? Where are the updates? Where is the end content? Where is the fixing the bugs? Where is the, just, like, all that? So, yeah. This, yes, Twillet. It's possibility too. I missed what you said. I think he at least isn't positive about Supercell. It's becomes hard, just in life, in politics, in everything, when you can't, the cost of going against, or say, even just like literally in just one-on-one conversations with people, just the cost of disagreeing, the price goes up every day as cancel culture gets bigger, as it becomes more and more acceptable to just be absolutely brutally hostile, brutally awful to that person because, oh, well, you believe that, you voted for that, so therefore we have the right to treat you awfully. Like, that's just a commonplace belief. It's like, and increasingly so, and it's like, flip. It's like, just the cost of that is so high, let alone if your, like, income is on the line, and, like, for example, you're a creator for Supercell, or you're a creator on YouTube, like, then criticizing you, like, and I regret my cowardice for years of not criticizing YouTube, despite for years thinking what was going on was terrible. In 2017, it was already really bad what was happening. And 2018 and that. I remember when I was so afraid to criticize YouTube that when that video dropped at the end of the year, the rewind that ended up being the most disliked one, and masses of people were doing the criticizing YouTube and that for their blatant, just like, oh, we're just gonna do this, even though that's clearly not what most people wanted. Even that, and then PewDiePie featured some of the comments, and I could have pushed out heaps of comments, and maybe even got one that featured in YouTube and PewDiePie's rewind. Not likely, but possible. But I wouldn't even comment on that. I was so afraid to criticize them, and I greatly regret that, and I don't want to make that the same mistake in life again. I really don't. And that's why I'm far more willing to be far more critical in that, even though it will come with a lot more costs, which is sad, because it so disincentivizes it. And I'm like, the price of being honest, of being open, of being critical about when you see something you think that's not right, saying something, I think the price of suppressing that is so great, and it's damaging to you. It's wrong. It's just not great to do that. And it was wrong for me to just stay silent for so long, where when YouTube continued doing and going down the path they were going, I should have said more in that. And ironically, I ended up getting banned for a probably unrelated reason, but I'm back now, and I will continue saying what I'm saying, even though that might lead to me getting banned off YouTube. And that, but the problem is there's just so much cost. Like, even, for example, Lofi and Digion, Digon, Gideon, Gideon, and Too Bad in that. They're fun. I find them funny YouTubers in that, and they do all sorts of prank content in that. The thing is, YouTube will probably, well, maybe something like this, they'll get a strike on a video even if YouTube doesn't explicitly state it, but basically they'll get the message: if you keep doing content like this, you're gonna get banned off YouTube. Like, this is gonna go, if this is going, we're gonna say we don't want this content if you do it like this type of prank. So if you keep doing that, we're gonna ban you in that. Now, they have the opportunity to either say, okay, well, I just won't do that prank, and we'll just do other pranks in that instead, or they could say, no, I'm going to keep doing this prank. They keep doing this prank, they'll get banned, they'll lose their income. So there's this incentive, there's this like, oh, actually, it's going to cost me so much to say, actually, no, like, because they could just take the path, but that gives YouTube power. That gives YouTube a win. Okay, fine, if you don't want me to talk about this topic and prank about this topic, I won't. I'll just stick to these ones and that. The more people do that, the more power it gives YouTube in that. But it totally makes sense why they do that. It's like, okay, well, you got a YouTube channel in that. Are you really willing to lose your whole YouTube channel, your whole income, just to try and make a point about, no, actually, YouTube, you can't just say, oh, no pranks on that, or don't talk about that topic. I'm going to talk about it. Okay, well, you get banned, and you just, people get banned on YouTube all the time, and YouTube continues as the monopoly it is. And yeah, it's like, oh, well, goodbye. They've just lost their income. They've just lost, like, everything that they've worked for. So it's just, the price is just so high. It's just so high in that. And I'd like to think that if I was making $100 a day on YouTube, I'd still be saying the same thing. But yeah, money is one incentive, and there's a lot of incentives, but it has a lot of effects on people, and it's not great, but that's the reality. That's what it does. Power corrupts, ultimate power corrupts, absolutely. And I mean, you could argue that it's an indirect form of corruption or manipulation. Well, no, it's not real. It's sort of like, well, it's kind of like saying, like, don't talk about this topic or else you'll lose your income. Sort of like that, indirectly saying that. Same with on Twitter. Tweet about this topic, use this word, or, say where you believe, well, say that, the virus started in a Wuhan lab. Oh, well, you're banned off Facebook. So, you know, it's like, are you really willing to lose everything to make a point, which then will just get you knocked off, and then you're just done? And the thing is, a lot of people are like, no. And that was me in the past on YouTube and that. I wasn't willing to do that, which I greatly regret. I'm now willing to say things far more openly, far more freely in that. But there's a big price to it. There's a big toss to that, and then it just becomes so hard, and so it's just, yeah. I mean, Lauren Southern put down a good video about how it's, yeah, it's like called The Whole Truth in that. It was a very interesting one in that, but I'm becoming far more aware of how much incentives are at play, and how much of a sort of facade what people say is, because like, well, if it's how much just PR people have. It's just so, there's just so much PR. There's PR, there's propaganda, there's manipulation. It's just like, it's like, oh my goodness, this is bad. This is really bad. And that, but even in basic things like, okay, well, I'm a YouTuber, don't want to get banned off YouTube, or oh, I do Supercell games, don't want to criticize Supercell, and it's like, oh, it's so sad, but that's what happens. And it's really like, oh, that's just such a shame. But that's life, that's the world, and it's, you can't really just change that. Everyone freely can choose what they do and don't say in that. And this might be totally, absolutely got nothing to do with Galadon whatsoever. This might be totally not apply whatsoever in that. But as in that, there's these factors at play in all sorts, in YouTube and Supercell and life, and you see it playing out, and it's, yeah, it doesn't end well when the cost to do the right thing becomes too high, and then most people opt to just like, okay, I won't do that then. And then if enough people do that, you end up with a really, really bad situation. And yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just, yeah, when a few men choose to say nothing, bad things happen. Well, I'm not sure how it goes. Like, all it takes for evil to triumph is for a few good men to say nothing. And yeah, that's true. That's true. And yeah, you know, well, like a few good men not to speak out and whatnot. And yeah, it's happening more and more. It's a shame, but it's partly because I'm noticing it more and more. But it's like, it's a real shame. It's such a shame, man. It's such a shame. So yeah, it can lead to awful things. I mean, a lot of evil regimes came to power. Well, it depends how you sort of define, like, you know, what, like, doing nothing was in that. I'd say, for example, Nazism came to be because enough people opted not to do the right thing. I mean, well, no, that's just, like, obvious. That's obvious. I don't know. But you sort of get what I'm saying. Like, if enough people had said, like, no, this is wrong, no, we oppose it and that, then it wouldn't have happened. I mean, fortunately, like, that happened at the world level in that, but if that had happened at the German level, that would have been great, and it would have just died then and there. It wouldn't have got to anywhere close to what it got to. But sadly, that didn't happen, and it escalated to an extremely bad point where, like, you know, the world only sort of just won against them, which is insane. But it's sad how quick bad things happen and continue to happen and will continue to happen as long as the price of doing what's right is too high. And I think that increasingly in society, that's what's happening. It's becoming more and more costly to do and say the right thing. And that is a tragedy for society. Okay, let's continue on. Maximizing profits, perhaps. Keep my emails cleaned off. It's called fear of man. Indeed. It is. Fear of others, peer pressure. Fear God, not the mob. And then there's, Peterson talks always about agreeable and disagreeable and that, and I'm a big fan of disagreeable people. I mean, I'm sure there's many agreeable people I like as well. But yeah, there's, disagreeable, because then it knocks out that peer pressure thing. It doesn't mean that a disagreeable person's going to be a good person. But it does mean that if the majority goes bad, they're not going to be like, oh, well, I'm going to go along with it with that. Or, oh, well, I want to fit in, so I'll go along with it with that. Whereas, like, that's, it just can slide so bad if the majority, if a group either controls the narrative of what the majority is, and then agreeable people go along with it, or if it actually becomes the narrative, either because they controlled it like that, or because, like, that's just the majority of people believed a wrong or bad thing, and then it's just like, okay, well, that's not great, because most people agree with it, and then all the agreeable people that didn't agree with it or unsure, okay, yeah, I support that now, and it's just like, it just deteriorates so quickly, and that agreeable person is someone that sort of gives into peer pressure more, wants to fit in, and I mean, and to a level, we all want to fit in. That to a level, but there's like, well, okay, like if you're having a conversation and someone says something that you strongly disagree with, that you sort of just like smile and nod, or you're like, actually, I disagree with that sort of thing, and yeah, and so the agreeable person sort of wants to keep the peace at all costs, but the problem is it's sort of temporary peace. It's like short-term peace, but then in the long run, it blows up. Whereas disagreeable people are like, hey, we've got an issue. We need to sort this out now, okay? And then it gets sorted, and then you're fine down the road, hopefully, or at least it's not like it doesn't boil to just explode. But yeah, anyway, okay. So that was yeah, okay, and then this. Okay, now we're gonna read this. My throat's getting sore. Is with a heavy heart that we inform you that the team has decided, and it almost didn't read it, like, just like a, yeah, either one of you guys on the VC will just have a thing that just, like, auto-reads it. Development at Supercell standards are extremely high for our games. Our goal is to make games which are being played for years. Yes, yep. We're very proud of the world we built in Everdale. We're grateful to the player community who helped us make the game better with each update. Although we gave it our all, it became clear to us that Everdale does not meet the ambitions of a Supercell game. I disagree. I strongly disagree that they gave it their all. And if they did, then it makes Supercell look terrible. If in 2 years that's all you got the game to, I mean, it's sort of subjective of your all, because you could say, well, all the team members gave it their all, but they only had 5 team members or whatever. You know, it's like if they had the whole Supercell team working on that, it would be the insanest game. You know, but of course you never have the whole thing, so it's subjective on what you call all. But I definitely feel that they didn't, by almost any standard, give it their all. Like, there was way more they should have done for the game. Absolutely should have done, but sadly didn't. And it became clear to us that that doesn't mean, which this is sort of what I thought they'd said. I felt like they'd say it like you guys didn't enjoy it enough, but as in it's sort of just like, yeah, it doesn't meet us. It's like, yeah, I wonder why it doesn't meet your standards. And Supercell, I believe players deserve it. Yeah, you see, this nonsense. I mean, I know, sure, well, that's what you say you believe, but yeah, I bet it's like, and despite all the efforts we made, they did not meet the standards we had set for our players. Yeah, this is what I thought they'd say. This is literally what I thought they'd say. Doesn't meet the standards, like, you guys didn't enjoy it enough, sort of thing. It's like, yeah, I wonder why. I mean, a lot of people still loved it, despite how little effort. And I'm not saying, like, I'm sure they did, they would have, there's, the art in it is really, like, huge amount of effort, massive amount of effort in that. Like, they absolutely put in effort to the game, without a doubt. And yeah, like the art department, without a lot of effort in that, but quite possibly, like they're full. That the art in the game, and I'm not even a big fan on art in that, but that was like, but in terms of the coding, I don't know what, like, that felt like in 2 years, like they just balance change stuff, which would just like, you wouldn't even have to know much about coding to sort of just change the time and length for different things to go. But in terms of features, they added like nothing. But the art department absolutely, sure, gave it their all on that. But yeah, it's like, yeah, I do not believe that was the despite all the effort they made. I definitely don't believe that it was their all. Definitely not. There's so much more they could have done for it. In 2 years, like, that was hardly anything. They did not meet the standards with short maintenance. Yes, I thought, yeah, I assumed that, I hadn't even checked, but I assumed it was to end that. Plan is to turn off that, transferring your in-game. Pardon me, made in-app purchases, yes I have. Any other Supercell? Oh, look! Or you play any other Super? I do! In fact, I do. There's this game it's a game I play, well, I did play Clash Quest, but it's called Clash Mini. I mean, not actively, but yeah, I play that, and I'm more than happy to switch them to that. You can contact our player support. Transfer another Supercell game. I recommend you're connected to Supercell. I am, if you aren't, but need to provide transfer to, our live game. Well, no, live game. Surely Clash. This is, but I thought I'd seen any other Supercell games. Oh, actually, no, not you. That's, yeah, so it's only those 5. I wish I could give it to someone else. I do. Because I literally don't play any of those 5 anymore. Like, yeah, I haven't played Boom Beach in years. I haven't played Clash Royale in years. I haven't played Clash Clans since 2020. And Brawl Stars since 2020. And Heyday since 2020, actually. Well, it's when it got banned. When it got banned? When it got banned, I stopped Heyday. And Brawl Stars. Well, the Brawl Stars I did a bit of streams. Oh, so basically, this isn't really much of an exploit. It's just sort of like half of it's just all about getting rid of the gems. Yeah, okay. Tap on the hamburger icon. Oh, yeah, that one. Express our... Wow, yeah, okay, that is a lot of... When I first saw it, I only had like 14. I'm like, no wonder it's dead. Like, there's hardly anyone. Wow, 1 for each day of the year. There we go. 1 year of playing it daily. Wow. Wow. Man, because I remember Clash Clans released a list of people that played the game for a year. And there was like 50 people that played it every day for a year. I'm going to play for the next half. Yeah. Yeah, but it's interesting seeing the psychology of as soon as the game's announced, it's dead, like how many quit and how many keep playing till the end. It's very interesting. Wow. Oh, because it shows on the thing when you're clan or whatever. Interesting. I heard that Clash Mini had like way more updates. I don't understand Supercell with their updates. I really don't. I really, really don't. Like Everdale got hardly any updates. I felt like Heyday only getting one every three months, like a major one, is just like so few. I mean, I guess like there's even though it is 100 days and sounds a lot, that's still a lot of programming. But that's still a lot of weeks, like 5 days a week. Oh no, because it's 100 days, so it's still 10, 11, 12, 13. So yeah, it's like a lot. Oh, poor guy. It's easy to, yeah, it's like everyone, yeah, it's like petitions, yeah. One of the best ones was actually got 1 million signatures. Jeremy Clarkson. That was actually a real popular one way back in 2015. Wow. That's crazy. So there's and there's hundreds of people liking this. So there's clearly there's more than I thought. There's more than I thought actually. I thought it just seems so dead since no one was joining the Valley. There's hardly anyone chatting in the Everdale server. Hardly anyone come to my Everdale stream. So I'm like, there must be like really dead. But nah, there's obviously was still at least hundreds playing, probably thousands. Really a buffer game for all the competitive games they've had. I'm sorry, but Heyday is just bad compared to Everdale. If you like take Heyday versus Everdale, I'd definitely say Heyday is the better game overall. They have way more stuff in that. It's been out for a decade, so it's had a decade worth of updates. But even like when it came out, I don't know. I like them both, but Heyday in its current form is definitely better than Everdale. But that said, I mean, I don't view Heyday as the Rush Wars 2.0. I give Everdale the title of Rush Wars 2.0 for a reason. Man, this is crazy. People, so many people loved it. Almost as many people as been saved. Well, not saved, well, some of them, but saved from taking their life, but improving, have massively improved their life because of Peterson. There's definitely, the sentiment is definitely echoing through, especially after 4 games have been killed and quite possibly Clash Mini. Doesn't mean our standards is an elegant way of saying we don't make as much money out of this game as we do from other games. I mean, that is what it's saying. I mean, it's saying a lot of things. Like, as in, the game isn't nearly as popular is also true in that, and the game isn't probably going to be played for years in general. Like, well, I don't know, some players would, but yeah, it makes sense that people would be less willing to pay for a game that's supposed to be relaxing and chill. Such a real shame, not because of the hours we've all put into the game, but because I was actually having fun playing this beautiful game for 9 months. There were so many ways to improve and enrich the game, but I guess Supercell proved more lucrative. That would, I'm sure they would have made like a lot in the US, but as in it's just like it would have died out. Like, it wasn't. Didn't allow for monetization outside buying gems. 1.5 years, man. That's so long. It's not the type to. Yeah, I mean they could, but I just on one hand it's like, oh, that'd be nice, but then it's like I also understand. They could make an offline game, like just upload, and it's just not multiplayer. That could actually like legitimately work. I mean, I can just see why they don't. It just hurts the brand. It's all about you don't want to hurt the brand, you know, because you can on sell the game and someone else can develop it. As interesting, a lot of people use the word relaxing and chilled, like. I don't know. I just don't even like have a term for that. I mean, I know what they mean. Well, I don't know if I do know what they mean, but as in, I don't know. I just play it. I just enjoy it. It's like relaxing. I don't know. It's yeah. It's not like these games that I describe as it's awfully unrelaxing. Like Rush was. It's like relaxing. Chilled games. Massive mistake. Content game like this. Lots. Seriously, guys, giving up way too. I mean, it had been 2 years. At least over 2 years. Don't demand it just because it doesn't mean you're our standards. Brewing game just needs continuation of updates and themes, sees it all. Making a mistake. I definitely see, like, I remember when Rush Wars died, most people said, yeah, it was fair it died. It was fair. I feel like my view of it was so skewed because I'd spent $1,000 on it and thus I could just keep buying the things, so didn't ever have that problem of you can only do 5 and then stop. So then I never really... It's sort of like a rich man's problem in the sense, like, if someone in real life is so rich, then it's like, oh, well, what's it like shopping? Some of them, like, what's it like at a supermarket? What's it like struggling with money, sort of thing. Sort of like that in the game Rush was. So I was like, what? There's problems? I sort of was that oblivious because I'd sort of just bypassed them. But I felt like the majority of sentiment for Rush Wars was, yeah, it's fair enough it died. With this, there's definitely people that have said that, but there's also a lot. It's very interesting, sort of meta-analyzing. And I mean, if I scrolled through everything, or like one day, like an actual researcher wanted to, like they could, like I mean, because there's already people that like research, like in New Zealand, like regarding COVID and the vaccines and all that. Like there was like a team that literally, and then a protest in Wellington. The protest in Wellington. There was also like there's a team that analysed all the tweets about it and whether they're positive or negative or stuff like. No, and Pew Research does that regarding like politicians and that on different topics. They could literally do that for this, like, and just go through all the Everdale stuff on Reddit, Discord, and Twitter, and then just see like the amount of positive to negative in that, and see like the meta sentiments from it. Because I feel like with Rush was most people like, yeah, it's fair it died. This one here, definitely some people saying that, but also a hang of a lot of people. But it's hard to gauge because, of course, the people that most sad about it will say they're so sad about it versus people that didn't really care about it and think, yeah, it's kind of fair it died, wouldn't really bother commenting. But that said, generally, a lot of people are still interested, even if they're like, it's fair it died and would upvote those. But those ones haven't got that many upvotes. Like, there's a heap that are saying, like, I can't believe it's gone. Like, I'm surprised it's gone. Like, it had a lot of potential. And I definitely do get that. It absolutely did. It absolutely did. It's literally not profitable. That's not true. That is not true. Heyday is literally not profitable. That's absolutely not true. I mean, well, no, I can't prove that's not true, but I'm almost certain. Because back in literally in, well, this doesn't count, but in 2013, they said that people play on average Heyday 9 times a day for 9 minutes a day. That's 81 minutes a day, and that's in 2013 when, like, being a gamer and playing games wasn't nearly as, it was far more frowned upon in that. And that was 81 minutes, which would then likely translate into some money in that. But as in 2013, they're also making, it's annoying that I can't remember anymore. I think it's 1.3 million between Clash of Clans and Heyday. Technically, 1.3 million of that could have been Clash of Clans. Highly doubt it. Highly doubt it. I mean, even if Clash of Clans still had $1 million and Heyday still had $300,000, that was a day. Yeah, that was a day. So yeah, I definitely don't think. I still think Heyday would absolutely be profitable. Sing hours into. I would have considered donating, like as in spending money on the game. But yeah, I feel like I've considered that before. Like, imagine if my purchases were what tipped it, but it's like, no, you'd need like so many sustained. I mean, it'd be funny if someone just really loved the game and they just like intentionally bought off. Well, it'd be kind of and they just like had a whole heap of accounts, and they just kept spending like thousands of dollars for like a year. Oh, that'd just be like, it cost them millions, but they could do it. And then just Supercell releases it, but then they just realized that it was just like one guy that really loved the game, and it just stimulated spending thousands and thousands, like over the course of a year, like over $1 million, and then they released it, but they realized that actually on average people spend a whole lot less than that. Oh, my throat's getting sore. 50k rep. It was the only game of those two. Well, that's like, yeah, it's like I enjoyed Everdale way more than Heyday. In fact, actually, I only enjoyed Everdale. It's like, why bring Heyday into it? Anyway, save Everdale. Unhappiness at it. There's a lot of people. I'm amazed. Like, I remember when I saw it yesterday, there was hardly anyone. I'm like, oh, okay, no wonder it's dead. They actually have uploaded that, I'm pretty sure. Someone might have said. Am I logged in? I'll send them the link to it. It's on the YouTube. Okay, now I'm just gonna scroll. I hate to sort of... Oh, actually, what I will do is I'll sort by... Is that all? Oh! Oh, no, that's more replies. I thought that was to that guy with, like, hardly anything. That's not it? Yeah, okay, because then we can sort by top and then have a look. I created some, like, funny-ass memes back at the start. I mean, a lot of people did. My ones didn't get as many upvotes, but oh, they're back top. Boom. And then we go to... Can you do search filters on this? I don't know if you can, actually. Best. Top. Here we go. Oh, that's that guy. Oh, it's sort of hard to... Yeah, sometimes it's confusing. Oh, we saw that one. Saw that one. Saw that one. Saw that one. 600! Oh! And the other game's been such an old and stale. Interesting. I got 600. Oh, I mean, I didn't do 600. That's so much. Because it's like 4 hours a week for 50, and I haven't even played it for a year. Oh no, actually, I've included last year. Well, okay, fine. Even 2 years. Oh, actually, that's kind of close, I think. Okay, 2 years, 4 hours. This is 100. Oh, that's 200 hours. That'd be 400, assuming that I played for 2 years, and I didn't play for 2 years. So that guy must have put in a hang of a lot of time. Like, that's assuming he started... If he just started with Everdale, then that's like flipping ages. That's like 6 hours... 6 hours a day? 3 hours a day, which I would find insane to see how you could spend... How would it even be efficient to spend 3 hours a day? But if it's been it for 2 years, that'd be one... Even that, it's like 1.5 hours a day. That's sort of pretty surprising. Not many places where you can get 600-hour game time for free. Well, no, that's like, there's so many free games on the App Store, so, and like good quality ones, not that much. But yeah, there's like, you can play online, like chess.com, like for 6,000 hours for free. Oh yeah, there wasn't actually that many that liked comments. Okay, so, and then Supercell. This here is, yeah, now we can see it's, so they were the ones. And then it's just dead. Rush was dead. Halo Pop dead. Clash Mini dead. Everdale. This one's unreleased. Maybe dead. I so wish I tried those two, but neither of them were in New Zealand, which is, since it's been described as conservative on the release. Oh, unreleased. Yeah. After the titles of. Because, yeah, those two. And then those ones were so, like, hardly anyone. Like, I mean, the App Store was, well, barely a thing. No, it was, but, well, that was a browser game. And then these two, I mean, that was 20, like, hardly anyone that plays Supercell games. Like, that was pre-Heyday would have tried them. There would have been a few people that tried those two, though. And I really wish that I had tried them. But, yeah, I didn't even know about them till afterwards. So that's that. App Brain. It got to 500,000, 500,000 installs This is just on Android. So, oh no, I was about to say, whoa, went up heaps. It was like, yeah, no, that was within a real short amount of time. So, but then because they do it at 1 million, so it hasn't even gone up 500,000 in, pardon me, in about a year. So, despite the insanely good rating on average, well, that was quite low. Man, that went up real high, and then it's basically stabilized. 7.4 was the, yeah, but yeah, so it hasn't even got 500,000 in ages. Oh, but even that's still pretty high. Oh no, it's out under simulation, so and that's kind of niche. It's not like just gaming, but yeah, shows their ranks. This is one of the best sites that there is. There's App Annie, but it shows real limited data unless you pay. Whereas this here is quite cool actually, and then that, yeah, let's see, you can pay for that, but that I quite like that website. Okay, and then we got this. We got web search past a day. Oh, we will miss that, actually. We'll have to do past 7 days. Although we'll probably have got a bit of it. Oh! Wow. Bam. Highest in... probably then if you're 30 days, it won't have today, which is annoying. 30th, nah. It'll probably be the highest in... Look at that. Like, that's crazy. Like, it literally just is dead on some days. Like, no interest. It's just pretty sad, but yeah. I wonder if they posted it on, like, the main Supercell website. Oh, probably. Yeah. Is that... New Zealand, one of the high ones. Kind of interesting. New Zealand, it's crazy. Second in New Zealand. Proportionately. It's real high. I actually did know one other person that played it in New Zealand, which is kind of... Like, like most... Wow, it's like just gone like that. But that's actually kind of high considering how many, how many, many, like, I know, like, out of everyone I know, like, I don't know any of them that played Clash Quest or any of the other ones. Clash Quest, will that have the thing still? 28th. Did that, what? Had that gone by then? Oh, it must have been just over. Oh no, maybe it just, like, no one searched it up because they announced it died earlier. Well, you can't even tell. How does that not... Have I even searched right? Oh, there, maybe that. Past 7 days. Is that it? Surely not. Because it was Wednesday. What's today? It was on Wednesday night, the 28th. It shut down at 10 p.m. Oh, is that 28th? Yeah. 10 p.m. Oh, yeah, like a little bit right there. But yeah. So, let's look at the last 12 months of both of them. Okay, let's get rid of that one, actually. Okay. Everdale. Oh, that, like, brutally died out. Oh, this is March? Yep, it was. Because that then boosted it a bit, but ultimately... and of course I'll just show you just real quick. I'm not going to go into the detailed analysis of it, but you can this just shows you, like, what you need to know about, like, yeah, like, nothing, absolutely nothing. That's yeah, infinitely more popular Clash of Clans is, at minimum 40 times if it was shown on a 1. But it's only sort of 12 months it would go, because custom time range. 21. Is it 9 or the 5th? 9 or the 5th? 9. Okay, there we go. We'll chuck that to the 8th. Slightly. Does that make it months, though? Oh, no. Yeah, okay, so boom. Whoa, that was huge. So, yeah, and then by that week I'd stopped, but so had most people. So, yeah, I stopped, like, maybe I was just in the, like, 51st percentile, so it lasted a little bit long. But, yeah, like, then after... It had gone way down to the point that at this point it was basically dead. Oh, they did an update. Did they do an update then? Interesting. Is this it here? Nope. Geek bench. This one here? Nope, not that one. I mustn't have it. But yeah, it's... Yeah, no, they did do an update then, but then nothing for December, and then people just died out, and then, yeah, I mean, it's just been nothing. Even then, they hadn't even announced it, but yeah, the last... That's sad, but it's reality. Oh, and I had a little bit of web search, but on YouTube search, just nothing. Past 30 days. It's just, yeah, just so low. You see Elland up there? Okay, that's that. We've done AppBrain. We've done first and last first. Strings, oh, it's promoted. That has nothing to do with it. And then we'll go to top today. Your decision is really upsetting. Petition to save Everdale. They said it's a never-ending adventure. Well, even that's like 91 isn't hugely high. Another petition. Extremely sad. Oh, yeah. Oh, they have got the Spotify. Wow, that's kind of cool. Tell me how this is disappointing. Yeah, that's pretty... Yeah, 4,000 people on average rated at 4.7. That's really high. I can't believe it's got, like... All it just says is that. It's sort of just, like, headlines people are liking, because it doesn't have any, like, substance to it. It seems... It genuinely seems like... Although some people are like, yeah, it kind of should have died in that, and I can see why, given what... Like, it hadn't got the updates it needed. But it genuinely does seem the overwhelming is, like, it shouldn't have been killed. Like, you killed it too early. Like, it had potential. Definitely seems that. And I know that, of course, that will be the majority of people saying stuff. But with Rush Wars, it was like, basically most people just said, yeah, you know, they miss it. But most of them were like, yeah, it's deserved to die. But, whoa, that's cool on Reddit. Surely not. That's crazy. Man, that's not even that many. So most Reddits must be tiny. If 10,000 is like the top 5%. It was very unique and pleasant play. Waking up 12 p.m. to trade, leaving the villagers to grind for the rest of the day while we grind at work or school in real life. As a person, very little time dedicated to that, which is cool. That's powerful. It's powerful coming from them, because there's a lot of people that were like, you know, there's some people that just like in like just video games like all day, or you know, hours a day and that, but then there's a few people that just dabble in it. It's like, it's sort of like a nice break. And I actually to be fair, think that's sort of a healthier mindset. It's sort of just like a fun, like, oh, we go to the movies, you know, I play a little bit of video games, you know, versus just like hours and hours a day, which I don't think is a healthy thing. Yeah, I don't know. I just, on it, like, for some people, I think it's okay, but for most people, I think there's far more in life that they should be developed. Like, you know, there's some people, like, for example, at a rest home and that, like, if you know, and it was literally one of the top people in the first Valley I was at, pretty sure they were in a rest home. I can't remember the lady's name, and she, like, played it heaps all day, and I think that's totally legit. Like, if you're at a rest home and you really love the game, go for it. But, you know, I feel like a lot of people spend so much time on gaming when it's like there's actually way more critical things that one should be doing. Okay, as a person, I found Everdale would be a perfect match to allow me to make progress without too much distraction. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I could get away with like 30, well, not get away with it, like 30 minutes a day was about the right amount of time. Enjoying the game, other like-minded people, no one was far. It's certainly, you know, you get up in the morning, spend 5 minutes on it, and that, you know, or 10 minutes, and then midday, you know, oh yeah, we'll keep them going, and then at night, and everything will, yeah, genuinely upsetting without updating it. Moaning post, but it's really, yeah, take it away. There really was a community of people that loved it. There really was, and I was one of them. I literally, I didn't call it Rush Wars 2 for nothing. Like, I genuinely, absolutely loved this one. Like, Clash Quest, it was a good game. I wasn't a big fan. This one, I actually genuinely loved and played it every day. And I did have the big break in that, but that wasn't the fault of the game. That was other stuff in life of mine. But yeah, it was like, yeah, I genuinely loved this game. So it's really sad to see this one go. I emotionally, I'm not feeling it. But that doesn't matter, because it's true that I'm still like, this is a shame. It was a great game. So yeah. Okay, I'll get back to your comments a bit. Oh, that one. Oh, not heaps of comments. Chris, welcome to the stream. Will Clash Money same? So only 1 out of 3. Who knows? Who knows? It might not. I'm more inclined to think it will, and I think that people will be so sick of it at that point. They'll be like, I've been, it's sort of like there'll be so much pressure on Supercell, but people will be so sick of it at that point. Like some of them that played, there's a few that play Clash Quest and Clash Mini and Everdale, all three, or just like Clash Quest and Clash Mini, and they'll be like, they killed Clash Quest, but at least we got Mini. If Mini goes to be like, are you kidding me? You've killed every single flippin' beta game that we loved and have played and keep trying to play, and you keep killing them. Like, I'm done with Supercell. I'm moving on from Supercell. Like, I feel like that's going to be sort of the sentiment. They'll be like, this is ridiculous. You just kill every single game. I mean, maybe Clash Mini will go global. There is a chance in that. But I'm more inclined to say it won't. And then I think that's people going to be have had enough. They'll be like, you just keep killing every single game. And it's just, we're done. We just keep putting hours and hours and hours into games. Because it's not just like, they don't update it anymore like Hexonia and that. It's like, it like literally is killed. You literally can't play it anymore. Is often high in some game searches. Is it because games been? Yes, absolutely. Because all those games, or most of them, Singapore, it was beta, not China. Actually, Switzerland. I think they did release it in Switzerland. Actually, I think it was in Hong Kong. It was in Australia. It was in Canada. So most of those ones are the beta ones. If we go for past 90 days, it might make it more. Actually probably wasn't those ones. Singapore, yes. Philippines, yeah, it's kind of lowish. But yeah, and I think it made it to the UK as well. Oh, is that Clash Quest there? No. Why is Clash Quest there? It's related query. Oh, so it's Clash Mini. Clash Heroes still to come. Yes. Although I've noticed that the people in the comments are saying like, nah, Clash Heroes, it looks alright, but it doesn't look like it's going to be insanely good. Some management games do have some education. Yeah, that is true. Stream disconnected back briefly, but it's back. Guess who's back? So yeah, it's a bit gutting, really, isn't it? Knock out that. Knock out that. Knock out that. Ah, yes. Oh, this is just in the past day. I'll actually just do 1 week. Just I'll get a few other ones. To be fair, probably not. Oh yeah, one day it does not deserve to be cancelled. Yeah, it's cancel culture's gone too far. It even got rid of Everdale. Man, people are like really, really against this. Like, really against it. And I mean, obviously, there's people that have loved it and played it for ages, but yeah, like, people were just like, no. Like, this is not cool. Silkfield. Oh my goodness, 7,000. Was that from earlier before they changed? I never even got the Silkfield. No, the Silkfield was kind of a recent thing. Maybe they had a glitch like they used to with the old one that they didn't fix. Nation. Represent the nation. But it's not, yeah. That's... Nah, that wouldn't work. Because you couldn't get that much. But it's because, like, you then consume one or... I don't know how they did it, actually. No, they used to, because it used to be through the thing, yeah. Oh, is that app any? Is that because of the downloads? This is interesting. Oh, I see. They're comparing it with that. Oh, Google Plot. They're still not that bad. Yeah, I mean, there's not really a fair comparison, really, considering these are out and have been out for like a decade and are out in all the countries in the world, and this is like only in a few and has only been out a year. It's not really a fair comparison. Open source Everdale. That's funny. Oh yeah, I remember because they're so big talk. They were so big talk, and those update things, which I'll read next stream. I hope I should. I've been meaning to read them for so many streams. Who knows if they'll do that or not? Man, it's 5 a.m. Really should get to. Is that? Oh, that's all. That's literally all. It can't be all of them. 35 is the. Yeah, maybe it is though. All time. What was the all time highest? Yep. Yes. Yeah. That's true. That's cool. Probably most of them were ages ago though. The top one was like a year. Oh, I love that someone calculated that. Man, these got hundreds. Yeah, so there's but then again, there's like considering there's so many people. Go on Everdale, you the boys. PP Creek. Oh, it's an ad. The memes. The feeling of power. Oh man. First one's free, yep. Rings of Power, promoting that hard. Oh yes, that was a cool thing someone did. Oh, that is so sick. That looks so close to something I did. I never released it publicly. Like this, yeah, that's so cool. Like, I did a very basic sketch with a few products from Heyday that was kind of similar. That's so cool, though. That's so cool. Dun, 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 dun. Fat Rat. Imagine if his song's gotten there, that'd be cool. Oh, I didn't think, oh, there we go. If I go back again, it'll be like, no, get rid of it. Vultures. Oh man, yeah, that was some of the coolest times, man. In the old one, and it would come in, and it would be like the pit stop from Cars. Like people were so desperate for coins, it would come in and be like Luigi, and it's like, and it would just like come in and then leave within seconds. Within seconds. That's how crazy fast people were doing it. Man, I thought my memes were way higher. They're so low down, but there's a lot of other good memes. There's a lot of other good memes. Oh, I used to, and I had the thing of the leaderboards, and another Everdale ad. Oh man, and OJ, he covered it. It'll be sad. Imagine if, the petition actually worked and they did it. Man, I didn't even get 100. Oh, imagine if mine were removed. I got banned from this Reddit for a while. Oh, ad. Honey, that looks cool. Ever so sweet. That was cool how they did stuff like that. Maybe I did. No, I don't think I got banned. Surely not. Top 10 images before us. Said it couldn't be done. For real. It was such a good game. Why did it have to die? That's such a common meme format. I sort of, since I was in a valley by myself, I was actually moving to move less of them. These are not even, man, maybe I didn't, my meme's just not there. Back in the day, it was like one of the top 10, I think. I could just find it on my computer, but I won't. And then I'll quickly show the Reddits and then a basic thing of the YouTube videos. And then I'll go through those other things another day. Oh, yellow, get wrecked. No. Yellow, get wrecked. Anyway, they are the top ones of that. I haven't even played the game this stream. Oh, I need to get that up for just a little bit at least. Oh, just everything takes so long to showcase. You did like that chart with that, yeah. Maybe I must have shown it. Maybe I showed it one stream. Maybe. So, okay, that's that. And now we'll come back to here, and I will... Do we do the Discord? Yeah, we do the Discord. Okay, here's the Discord. Okay, that's very distorted. I don't normally like doing that. It looks so awful, actually. But yeah, it's just like sad face, but it actually looks terrible. But this was the chat. The chat of people after it was announced it was going to get killed, yeah. Oh, yeah, that was that. That was that. And then the joins. More people joining. Oh, not many. It sort of slowed down a bit, yeah. It slowed down a bit. I did an announcement. I didn't do a super detailed one. But sadly, this is the number one. There's people laughing is the one. The top one. Which is a bit of a shame. But, yeah, sad is... Yeah, so, because this server had 1,000 people. So, a big thank you to Lynn and Orange for contributing to helping to moderating this. And look, we still got 3 dots there, and over. So Kiros, is that Kiros time? Nah, it won't be him. Otis, Smile, Wig, Charlie, H3, and then we had like 100 online. So many. So I'm not gonna. I don't know. I feel like it's almost the right thing to do is to archive it. I won't like, as in just like then turn off comments. I won't, but yeah, realistically, it's just gonna drop off. So there's that one. Then there was the official one, which I didn't really say anything in that one for ages. Yesterday. Oh, that wasn't too long after. Whoa, 8. You won't change their mind. Oh, 8 p.m. Oh, no, this was, yeah, okay, there's ages then. Oh, that's all the way. Yeah. Oops. Yeah, when people say like it's not good enough. It's not. That's like the most classic, the classic like really because like 4.7 star rating out of 4,000 ratings is pretty flippin' high. Like that's so good. I can't think of it like an equivalent like as in what in life like if something like if a business got 4.7 star ratings that would be like that and had 4 like people would be like that's real good. There we go. So 11 a.m. because it was then the night before that. But we are getting scrolling through it pretty quickly. It's admin, and then everyone else is just online. 9 a.m. Oh, Uxa. I know them. And then I'll go to the YouTube. Say hello to YouTube. It's sort of sad that like even like hardly anyone's even on the street. Like it doesn't bother me, but it's also I don't know if I don't even know if my channel's any good to even make those statements anymore because it's just so low anyway. But it's like sort of a reflection that there's not many people interested in Everdale, but that wasn't the case for Clash Mini. I had hardly anyone watching me, but there was a lot of interest in the game. Why does he need to loot and like I don't know why he feels the need to cover that. 2 a.m. Yeah, it's real sad it's gone. Yeah, shout out to Trimax who got the German community so riled up. There's Clashed with Style. I'm not paying much attention, so if you see that you were there and I didn't mention you, nothing. Oh, Seafair, and I'm sorry to the Sea clan that I never actually toured your clan. Honestly, if you come back and if you're there on the last day, and I will leave my clan and tour yours. I mean, it's sort of real sad because it won't be like ultra active like it would have been in its prime. Are we the 3rd? What time was this? 11 p.m. Nah, it had been killed by then. What time was it that got killed? I'm not sure, but Almost there. And then I'll go to the YouTube just to show you a bit of the landscape there. I did this with Clash as well. It's annoying that it's not that late, but it's already so late. But I will be doing another stream on this on the final day, in which I'll be playing it till it dies. It's just so sad, man. There's just so many games that just good games have just died, and yeah, I feel like even if the beautiful next Rush Wars did come along, first of all, my mindset's so different in that from the past. And in one sense, it's good. I've realized a whole heap of hard truths about life, but at the same time, it's sort of sad because like that naive. Now it would just zoom through because it'd be hardly anyone. 30, hardly anyone commenting anymore. But yeah, it was like ultra excited because I didn't realize like the toughness of reality. But yeah, but it was sort of so like, yo, this can work and that, and now I realize, which is sad. First, second. When was the... Nah. All the talk about the game tied makes me sad. A few hours later, it's not just talk, buddy. It's the case. Now bugs. Fix it soon, hopefully. Oh, that's just so sad. Maybe another event would be nice. Ah, there it is. Maintenance? Maintenance? What time was that? 10 p.m. And I want to sort of watch some of Clash of Chains videos. I won't watch it today, but yeah. Oh, he announced it there. It's interesting to have some of them do it here and some of them there. Okay, so that, and then we will go to the... We'll get a new YouTube tab up. EL! Oh, EL, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Wait, I'll just get the new YouTube tab up. New incognito window? Yeah, and then YouTube. And then go here, here, here. Here? Yeah, here we go. So I remember you. I remember you. Rip Disney and Disney. Oh, what? Are they getting rid of Disney? Surely not. I remember when they in Hamner Springs in 2012 when I realized 2019 December when I realized that Disney was gone off the. And I was going to mention it in the stream and that not the stream in that video I did in Hamner Springs. I'm glad I did that actually. That was an interesting time, that December time. But yeah, it was discontinued. Really? What? But how's it different from Disney? Like, did they have separate TV shows for the Australian one? Like, was Sweet Life on Deck and all that? They played all that on Disney or Disney Junior, but on Disney. Still valleys and villages. Wait, SuperSight has a private Everdale server. No, I don't. Oh, server. Ah, okay, yeah, like that, yeah, like because as in games that like for example, if someone made a copy of Rush Wars and then did it, they and then like re-uploaded, remade the game available, then they would like against Supercell's will, then it would be called a private server. So as in it's like it's not Supercell server, it's a private one, so it's a copy of it and someone else is in that. No, so why do you call your server private? I mean, I wouldn't really even call it because it's a public server. It's an open server. It's not really hidden. So even in that regard, I wouldn't call it. There's nothing wrong with you calling it that. But as in the private server, I was thinking of like private server. Like people would think, oh, really? You've got this place where you can play Everdale that's offline, like apart from Supercell. So I meant the game servers. Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know that. That's actually gets you banned from the terms of like Supercell TOS bans that actually. But yeah, no, no, I know what you meant now, and yeah, once again, I remember. Yeah, no, that's what you mean. Yeah, join your YouTube channel as you played Valleys and Villies. Nice. What was your name and what valley were you in? Like, I remember you've come to the stream before. So, Mr. Beast. The thumbnails, man. Thumbnails. And United States. Day of the Typhoon. Everdale. This is ridiculous. Wait, no, I don't think that customized to me, actually. Don't think so. I'm surprised that Tucker Carlson makes it on the front page YouTube. One household, 6 counts. Not a great price. Everdale. Oh, wow! Well, no wonder it got so many views, but absolutely deserved it, because he is, like, so well played it. Whoa! He did a half-an-hour video on it. 4 days. Oh, it's so sad. Like, he was, like, so enthusiastic, and now it's just gone. We will watch that one. Watch, like, a little bit of this one. He did play Everdale on that. Frontliners, I do want to play that at some point. Valleys. Oh, Rush Wars is the other top one? Oh, man. OJ will be up there. Yep. And Rush Wars. Radical Rosh. Oh, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time. What's the Valleys and... Will I show up? I reckon I will show up. Surely. Top 6. I don't even show up for that. What this video, 25 views. What the heck is that there for? And this is down here, and I did like 12 of them. This got 800 views. This got 25 views. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Even that is like hardly any. Oh, and you could see what player it is. And that was ages ago. JP from... Oh, KV2! Yeah, I do remember that one. Okay.
What can I say? Everdale's been discontinued.
So sad. Oh no, maybe the music will copyright me. I think he'd be okay with me reacting to this. Yeah, I think so.
I got the message a couple of days ago from Nick, the community manager, letting me know that the team had sadly came to the decision to close down Everdale, and well, I'm gutted. I really am gutted, because I really thought this game had the potential.
It's actually bringing out the emotion now. Not quite, but as in, yeah, this is like this guy's so committed to it. He loved it, and I loved it, and then it's gone, and so many of us loved it.
Global, and I've been building up my channel for a year now around Everdale.
Yeah, I know, man, I know, and I feel so sorry for you. I mean, I almost am in the happy position, as in I can just at this point. I can let go of YouTube. It's sort of like, I kind of achieved what I wanted, and I kind of didn't. Like, you know, I didn't even get 100,000 subscribers, but I did become one of the top heyday YouTubers. I ended up going to Finland, which was incredible. I realized the company YouTube is, and now I'm not willing to support that. I obviously am still streaming on YouTube right now, but as in... Yeah, I don't want them to ban me. I'd far rather stay up and then everyone can see all my previous content, even though not many people do watch it. But I don't know. But I feel it took me a long time to get to that place where, I mean, I still haven't really got over the ban. But as in, I could just stop YouTube, and at this point, I mean, I considered that in 2019, stopping YouTube, like what it would be like in that. But now I'm at the place where I could just stop. Whereas I feel sorry because people like him won't have dealt with what do I do with the channel now? Like, I literally built it on Everdale, and Combat and Zanzard, I assume they processed it, but they just had to get over the fact the channels were just destroyed because Battlelands died. So, and I feel sorry for, you know, people like him, and I'm aware of how it's just absolutely... The Supercell killing these games has the effect of all these YouTubers, or not all this, there's not many, but the few that committed to these games just die, because that's what it was based around. And that's really sad. It really is. Like, he could become a massive big YouTuber, but likely won't. this could be the end of his YouTube career. He probably will try with a different game for a while and then realize it doesn't work. It's just a sad, slow, dying process of your channel, which is just really unlucky that Everdale didn't work out. I had a lot of trial and error, and I had success with Heyday. I had success with with Battlelands and with Rush Wars at the start, with Mario Kart Tour for a day, and a few other things. So I've sort of got a taste for what it's like, but I'm also like very aware of how unstable it is, how roller coaster it is, how the algorithm can do this and that, and how you can just get banned and YouTube doesn't care. And yeah, so I'm aware of what it's sort of like, and it's not great. It's really not. And it's not easy to make money on YouTube either. Obviously, these big channels earn a lot of money, but that's real minority, real rarity. As of 2016, they figured that you had only like a 5% chance of getting into the top 4% of channels on YouTube. And that was 2016. 6 years later, it would probably be less than 2%, if not less than 1%, if you started a channel now, that you'd get in the top 4%. It's just such a crowded market in that. And so, in a sense, I'm sort of just willing to let go of YouTube as much as I sort of hoped it would work out in that, but I'm just so aware. It's like, dude, I've been trying this for years, and it's not like it's just rubbish content I've been producing. Obviously, it's not super well edited. It's not really edited at all, although live streams don't get edited anyway. But, I've been covering it. I've been covering the games, the Supercell games and that, and yeah, it's where has it got me? Not very far. And so I'm sort of aware of it and sort of accepting of it, as hard as it is to accept. And I still haven't really got over that ban. But yeah, it's sort of a shame. But it's sort of like I could sort of, and I'm not stopping today. I'll cover Clash Heroes if it comes out. But yeah, it's sort of like more like it doesn't really matter to me much. But it's sort of like the sadness of like this could be Clash with Styles' dream, and it's just sort of crushed now. And sort of rightfully so, because like his game is dying, and it's so sad. But that's it, and then this could be the last of Clash with Style and the Clash in the Supercell universe, and same with Ice Psycho, same with Carlos, same with other ones that have covered it, and it's really sad. But that's reality. But I've sort of come to terms with it, as hard as it is. And it's like I got to meet Galadon, I got to meet Alka Panam and the other Heyday YouTubers, Nick, Frisco, Camilla, the Heyday team, and yeah, other people as well. And it's sort of like I sort of in a sense made it. In some sense I failed because I didn't really even get the bronze subscriber button, but in another sense I made it. So I sort of like I've sort of got a rough a decent idea as to what YouTubing entails, and the highs of YouTube and the lows of YouTube and that. And yeah, it's sort of I haven't given up, but I'd say overall I wouldn't recommend YouTube. And not just YouTube, just gaming, just becoming a gaming YouTuber, a gaming creator on any platform is very unlikely to succeed. So yeah, that's my take. Pessimistic as it may be, I'd far rather be known as a pessimist that scares someone off, that pushes someone away from trying something that was almost bound to fail, than to putting on this persona of, no, you should do YouTube, it's going to be wonderful, it's going to be great, Supercell's going to release the next incredible game, and all you have to do is just keep covering it, and then people just waste tens or hundreds of hours of their lives trying to make something happen that's never going to happen.
Solely around Everdale. It was the only game I was actually putting my effort, my time into, because
I'm so sorry for him.
I really felt this game was going to go global.
I'm genuinely so sorry for him. I genuinely am. Like, genuinely. Like, it's just so sad. I just know how this goes. I like what's happened to Zanzard and Conman. They're just gone. They're not YouTubers anymore. And it's just sad. They could have been YouTubers, but really unlucky, didn't work out. Who knows how many other people were at the same time as Galadon in 2013 releasing videos of all these other games that didn't succeed, and we've never heard of any of them because they never became YouTubers because it failed. Well, they were YouTubers and they upload videos, but not successful ones. Galadon was really lucky. He's a hard worker, but he's also really lucky.
Potential. And yeah, I was absolutely heartbroken to receive that message from Nick, just informing me that, yeah, sadly this game isn't...
Hey, that's the old headset oh man, it's like so serious. I've got literally the headset right here. No. Is everything okay? I just gotta check now. The internet's still up and that. Yeah, okay. Oh, fuel. Yeah, okay. Yeah, but yeah, I had that headset as well. I still got it, but it's sort of broken.
I'm gonna be going global. So yeah, I just wanted to record this video because I felt I wanted to kind of wrap up my journey as a content creator for Everdale. I wanted to kind of sum up.
I have forever. Dale. But at the same time, it's unlikely that he'll then find something that seems going to take, like, because of the 3,000 subs he'll have, basically all for Everdale, and the next game he picks likely won't be the game that most of them are interested in.
My experiences here in the game as a content creator, maybe talk a little bit about what my next steps on my content creation journey might be, if there's actually going to be any. So first things first, I just want to say a huge thank you to Nick, to all of the Everdale team who have worked so hard on the game, and of course to you guys, the community, who have supported me more than any support I've had before. It's truly been
Seem like such a pessimist. I don't know. I just do. I don't know. I just do. I just seem like such a pessimist relative to other people. But I don't know if that's because I'm more realistic or if it's just because I'm more pessimistic. Well, I'm obviously more pessimistic, but if that's a more realistic thing or not, I don't know. It just seems like, I don't know, like, oh, why do you have to be so negative? It's like, I'm not intentionally like overstating the negativity. I'm not. I'm just genuinely saying what I think, and I don't know. I just don't think that I'm being too critical. I think I'm being realistic. I mean, that's what every pessimist would say. But I genuinely believe it, and I'm not trying to overstate how bad the situation I think it is. This is how bad the situation I think it is.
An incredible experience. I started my YouTube journey in 2013.
Wow.
Until Everdale came around, I never really got my big break. I never really was getting views, was building a community like.
See, that's crazy. I mean, it's probably he's putting way less effort than Galadon. I don't know, but as in, like, that's as long as Galadon's been going, and Galadon's got 1 million subscribers, and it's probably made hundreds of thousands of dollars off YouTube.
Have here with Everdale, which I think breaks my heart even more because I've really started to feel like I was finally getting somewhere, like Everdale was giving me a chance that I hadn't previously had. But yeah, I just want to say thank you, really, because without obviously Supercell putting this game into beta, I probably wouldn't actually be creating any videos at all. As you guys know, I just had a baby.
Yeah, that's weird. It's like the psychology of like things that never would have existed.
He's
like that.
3 weeks old. His little name is Ollie, and he means the absolute world to me. And it's crazy that in the time I've now been creating content on Everdale, my life has changed quite significantly.
I feel like I get almost less sad with every game that's died. I don't know, no, like Rush Wars was just so special, but as in, it's sort of like, I'm so used to it now. This is literally just what happens. It's like, and it sort of sounds like, oh, that's such a disconnected approach. How could you say it? But it's also a healthy approach, sort of like, in life. If, you know, people that you know die, it's sort of like, this happens. Rather than like, I can't believe like this. It's sort of like just denial of reality, whereas I'm just faster to accepting reality in that. It's sad. I still find it flippin' sad. I'm not feeling the emotion, but I like genuinely like really disappointed because I liked this game. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, like this is it.
Significantly. So I bought a house and I moved in with my girlfriend, and we've now had a baby. So 2 pretty huge steps in my personal life, and for those steps, Everdale was there on that journey, which
yeah, it's crazy.
Pretty crazy to me. I've kind of like, I feel like I've grown up in a year, and just over a year, and Everdale has been quite a large part of that. Because
it's weird how everyone's timeline in life is so different. Like, obviously we're all alive in the same year at the same time in the same day, but it's just like the things we do and like it's just so different. In which like, oh, I discovered Everdale on this day or played it during this period of my life, and that it's weird.
Because I've been constantly creating videos, 45 videos I've made on Everdale.
It's quite a lot.
200,000.
It's quite a lot, and it's also not. Well, the thing is, he edits. He puts a lot of effort into them. Whereas, yeah, I know that is a lot. That is a lot. I know it just doesn't seem like heaps and heaps in that. But as in, that's still a lot, especially if they're well done videos, which they are. In which case, yeah, that is a heap of videos. whereas my ones were far more. I don't know, but even, yeah, 45, even if they're just normal videos and not even edited, that's still a lot of videos. Like, yeah, like if I consider 20 Clash Quest streams a lot of Clash of streams, 45 videos, I mean, they're shorter, but the editing time and that, it's a lot.
Those videos, I've gained 1,500 subscribers in a year, which for me was a huge achievement, way more than what I set out to gain in my yearly.
That's cool. It's cool. Yeah, it's just like the early growth phases are nice. Whereas now I'm sort of not jaded, but it's just like losing subs. It's annoying, but it just doesn't even like bother. Like I just accepted that, okay, we're just like for the last year, ever since we're unbanned, our channel is just losing subs, and I just like lose like 14 a week or something, but it doesn't even bother me. Well, it must bother me a little bit, but it's sort of like yeah, it's like that just happens. Whereas it's cool, whereas I mean, he's like on the other end of he's growing, but then it's sad because now the end will stop.
Targets, and honestly, yeah, it's really hard to put into words and to sum up the general experience of what I've had with this game, but I'm gonna try and do my best. So, if you guys didn't know, my first video with Everdale was 5 top tips for Everdale, and I did this because some of my friends said, hey, there's this new game called Everdale, it's out in beta, why don't you give it a go? It looks like it could be quite a fun game.
It's amazing,
So
it's French total.
I instantly loved the game. What's not to love? It's got a beautiful design aesthetic. The actual vibes of the game are just so calm and cool and really relaxing, and that's the kind of game that I felt I really needed. Clash of Clans was
I'll just look at your responses and just double check audio's on and everything. Yeah. Okay, do you know Trimax? I remember. He was like #1 in Clash Quest. Wow. Yeah, I do remember Trimax for sure. Watched Ricky's goodbye video. Oh man, yeah, I feel sorry for Ricky as well. Because even though Heyday hasn't died, he's put so many years of effort into it. And he has grown. He has grown for sure. But, I mean, his viewership hasn't really. His sub number has. But, yeah. Big misunderstanding. Any random Valley, yeah. Buy games and shut them down. Yeah, I didn't, otherwise then I just forget, like, even just a day was kind of annoying, but I felt like it's worked out fine. I sort of have, like, I mean, sort of said what I was going to say, although I would have reacted slightly differently if I'd done it yesterday. Feel his pain, yeah, yeah. Poor Clash with style. And half of your Rush Wars ones. Hello people one. Sorry if I don't think I've changed the game. Yeah, no, you guys will be looking for Stumble, guys. They didn't have Everdale listed. I checked. On some of them it did, like Twitch it did, but a couple of them it didn't, and then so I just left it as Stumble, guys. But yeah, it's annoying that they don't have all the games added. Okay, I'm back.
Always really intense, constantly like doing this, doing that. Whereas Everdale felt like a breath of fresh air. Genuinely jumped into it and was just really sucked into the game. I felt like I could just kind of vibe with it, and instantly I thought, yeah, this is definitely something I could make videos on. So after that 5 top tips video, I released a lot of videos. Most of them were kind of guides or tip videos. I had quite a few update idea videos in there. I had a few let's plays, not too many, a couple of jamming videos and stuff like that. But mainly the goal of this channel and my personal ambition was to help grow the community. I knew that I was really
It's so weird, like psychologically, like it feels like I have a connection with him. Like I get him, I understand. It's just like weird. Like well, now Peterson would like analyze this whole situation and that. Like it's interesting.
the only content creators actually making content on the game, and it felt like quite a lot of responsibility on my shoulders. It felt like I had.
That's like so cool. Like in a sense, that's just so cool that he just felt that. Like felt a lot of responsibility on his shoulders because not many people covered it. Like that's so cool, so nice. Like it's sort of like a healthy approach. Like it's like you don't want to get weighed down by that, but it's also like so cool that he actually felt that level to that. Like that's just awesome. Like having other areas of life that could help him so much.
A lot of weight to bear. and that I had to do the right thing to help the community move in the right direction.
Like, that's so, like, so cool. Like, I mean, also, like, that then could be taken in the wrong way. Like, I don't think he did take it in the wrong way, though. But as in, you know, someone could be like, well, I need to be the arbiter of where the community moves, and I'm gonna, like, try and abuse that power. Or I'm the big YouTuber, so you guys all need to support this sort of thing. But no, like, it isn't. I don't think he did that at all. But yeah, it's cool.
By prompting them with how-to guides, or simply by just discussing update ideas. So
That's so it's so sad, because I mean, I didn't watch his update idea video, but I'm sure they're great ideas that I would agree with many of them. But sadly, all that talk didn't equate to diddly squat. Or maybe it influenced Supercell, but like I highly doubt it. Well, kind of in the last 3 months, because it's been nothing, and yeah.
I guess I kind of took this burden, or this honor, I guess you could call it, on my shoulders.
That's
and
cool.
I really did try to push out as many videos as I can. Over this spell of about a year, like I said, I've released 45 videos. This will be my 46th and my final video.
I haven't, yeah, with Rush Wars, did I do like a final ending? I don't know if it just ended with a stream. Because like with this, with Clash Wars, it just ended with a stream. It's like I could do a final, but it's different because it's not like I'm quitting. Everdale. I did it on quitting Clash Mini, but it's different when the game dies. Like, sort of, it's okay to end on a stream then. But I don't know, it's sort of then if someone ever wanted to watch back your reaction, then it's just like a multi-hour stream that most people wouldn't want to watch.
On Everdale, I've got view numbers on those videos.
But I felt like there's just so much to say about it, so yeah.
That I never ever achieved on Clash of Clans or Clash Royale when I made content on them.
See, and he'd been doing it since 2013, and I was going to start in 2017, so if that market was clearly real crowded.
It's opened my eyes into potentially what my content creation journey could look like if I managed to find another game that I could potentially...
Massive if. That's the huge problem. I mean, that's what I've been saying for years. If I can find the next game, if only it will be released, if only if it is just like... There's almost no games that it can even be, just because most games never have virtually any YouTube interest. I mean, of the very few there is, you have to be like making great videos of it, which he probably made great videos of Clash Clans, but too crowded market, and you actually want to enjoy it. So it's just so rare to find that. I found that in Rush Wars, except it got killed, and I found that in Everdale, except it didn't have the interest.
Take from beta, follow it through, and hopefully that one did go global. But next, I just wanted to talk a little bit about
Seems so sad.
Maybe my next steps are as a content creator. Everdale closing down, well yeah, it's heartbreaking because this is the game I definitely saw myself continuing to make content on, pursuing more content creation.
I mean, and if they added new features, then there would absolutely be more reason to like do content. It would be like, oh, we have to trade with these other valleys, and this is how we alliance, we chat with these guys, and this is our trade route, or I know it would have been so cool, but yeah.
This was the game that actually allowed me to monetize my YouTube channel. Not that I've made particularly much money, but...
I wonder if like sort of me reacting like that is sort of just like a saying goodbye to Everdale, like just sort of accepting it as part of that process, and that like saying goodbye, like yeah, because it's like it could have been so cool. We could have, yeah.
It's pennies here and there, which when you've got a new baby, is quite nice. It feels like you are actually getting a little bit back for doing your part in the community, and with Everdale being discontinued, I'm definitely going to be taking a step back from content creation. This is the only game that I felt I can really vibe with at the moment. I do still play Clash of Clans, and I am playing a little bit of Clash Mini, but sadly, those games are really heavily saturated already with content.
He understands. He gets it. That's an incredible first step. At least he's aware of that, because that's got to be aware of that. And it's like Clash Mini's a beta game. It's already saturated with content creators and that. I can't name that many actually. Well, I mean, because there's Psycho, Carlos, then there's Taz, and then there was like 2 other people at least that Taz followed.
And I've tried Clash of Clans content since 2013, never found my big break.
Which is crazy. That just shows how insanely competitive. And I was probably right to not even attempt it in 2017. I mean, that said, I am one for coming up with real niche ideas in that. And so maybe I could have found something in Clash of Clans what would have really been like, but it's not really sustainable to have these niche viral potential ideas. But yeah, Clash of Clans is just such a taken market. Like, it has been for years. I can't believe he's been going to 2013. That's mad. So I'm so glad he had some success with Everdale, but sadly, yeah.
Clash Mini is something I'm potentially looking at jumping into in the future, but right now I want to just take a step back. I feel I've lost my momentum. I've lost my passion with Everdale closing down, and I think it's going to take me a little while to potentially find another game that's going to give me the same joy.
Big cool that he's lost his passion already, but I think, yeah, give it time and that, and then you might realize that, yeah, maybe YouTube's not the best going forward in that. Or if you find another great game, go for it.
The same enthusiasm for content creation that Everdale did. So yeah, I guess that kind of sums it up.
Life's just so like hard and sad. Like, I've been like, mate, like a game dying is like, of all things in the world, like, you just look around the world, you know, you just look at all the people dying and starving and dying in wars, and it's like, it's almost like a nice luxury that we can be sad about Everdale dying and that. It's sort of like the world's just so messed up, so sad for so many reasons and that. It's almost like I feel guilt for not being sad at everything else. Well, I mean, it's not to say I'm not, but as in the fact that it's like you're really dedicating hours and hours and hours to being sad about this. I mean, almost everyone does that, but that doesn't make it right. But then it's just like emotions, and whether even rational, and like, you know, because if you said your dog died, it's like, well, yeah, clearly, like, just like, your dog, just like Everdale, ultimately there's so many things that are way more sad in the world than that. But I mean, it's still, yeah, it's sad, but it's crazy. It's crazy how like connected emotionally we are to Everdale, or how much it matters to us that like, this is how like sad we are, and we'll spend hours over, no, this game died, when it's just like the world is just so good. It's just, but there's so many things in the world that are so sad. It's almost like, it's like, it's sort of sad that we're sad about Everdale, like, it's really, but at the same time, it's almost nice that it's like the world, like, our lives aren't so destroyed that like Everdale makes us sad, which is kind of a nice reflection that life currently isn't too sad for us, you know? But life's just so full of hardness and sadness and that, but there is hope. There is hope. There is hope. But yeah, it's still real hard.
I'm gutted. I'm really heartbroken. I know you guys in the community will be much the same as me. You'll be absolutely heartbroken. But I do think a lot of us saw this coming. Sadly, we haven't had a major update for about 4 or 5 months.
Because it depends what, if you consider the June one a major one. I can't remember. I don't think I thought it was that major.
Supercell have been quite quiet, which is never really a good sign. It didn't really fill me with much confidence. Sadly, I wasn't actually hearing too much from the team. You know, I did talk to them previously. Sadly, I never actually managed to get into the Supercell Creator Program. So
that's unfortunate. I sounded sarcastic when I was saying it. Like, I didn't mean it sarcastically. I genuinely meant that.
I wasn't privy to updates or anything like that. I just had to kind of see them when they finally dropped. But I did talk to Nick a little bit, but sadly the last couple of months there was less chat there, and I did feel the game was sadly kind of dying out.
I felt so sad.
Yeah, I guess this is probably what a lot of you guys expected, but it just doesn't make the news any easier. So I wanted to thank you guys for sticking with me for this full year, for showing me love and support that I've never really received on my content creation journey before. I don't think I'll ever forget this stage in my content creation journey. If in the future I pick up any other game, hopefully I have the same passion for it that I have had for Everdale. Hopefully I can build a community.
It's cool. It's sort of cool. It's cool. Like, sort of his journey. I love it. It's sort of like, I've almost forgotten a lot of mine. Like, not like, yeah. Well, it's been so long. Well, but his has been longer in that regard. But yeah, the fact that he's gone for so many years, longer than me, and it's like just now that he's sort of feeling that support. But then it's sad because almost all that support will be exclusively for Everdale, and so then when he does the new ones, he'll find the harsh reality that most of those people aren't around anymore.
Over there, as much as I have here with you guys, But yeah, I just wanted to say thank you. I know I've said it so many times in this video, but it's been a real eye-opener for me, this whole experience, and I hope you guys continue to enjoy many other games if they're from Supercell. If they're not, let me know down in the comments what games you guys are going to be moving on to, what games you're currently enjoying. I might check them out, see if I could potentially make some videos on them. But yeah, thank you once again. Feel free to leave a like on this video, just to remember Everdale, I suppose. If you ever feel like watching any Everdale content in the future, all my videos will forever remain live on this channel. So if you ever want to check out any of my 46 Everdale videos,
that's cool. It's nice, sort of nice watching it back, but at the same time, it's like sad because like this game's gone.
Be there, so you guys can remember Everdale.
Good on him. Good on him.
Glory. And all I would say is, while you are still playing Everdale, before the game fully gets discontinued, make sure you take plenty of videos. Make sure you take plenty of screenshots. Have a really fun time, because if you guys have enjoyed the game as much as me, in the future, you will look back on those screenshots and you'll have a little smile on your face. You'll know that this was a game that gave you a lot of love and a lot of joy.
So sad.
And I definitely, I'm going to keep that with me for a lot of time.
So sad. I feel like he's even more sad than I am, but I'm pretty sad it's gone, man.
You guys will too.
Going.
But that is the end of the video. That is the end of Everdale. Hopefully...
I do love doing these reaction videos, actually. Like... Yeah, the problem is I'm just like not good at reacting or whatnot. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe some people find me okay, but I'm definitely not like popular in basically most of what I do. But yeah, it's sort of quite cool going through like games and like finding the other ones and reacting to them. Like especially when it's ending, because it's like this is one of the guys that is part of it and that, and especially if his channel ever got banned, I doubt it, but it's possible. You know, then to have something, you know.
It's not going to be the end.
But yeah, it is nice sort of covering and reacting to these other channels that are involved.
Of my content creation journey, but certainly for now, I'll be taking a break. And until the next video, I'll see you later.
What a nice guy, man. What a nice guy. Oh, I really appreciate him. I really do. Oh, it's on the wrong thing. Yeah, I really do appreciate him. He's real nice. Yeah. And then I'll just do a bit of this one, maybe like 5 minutes. And then I'll actually play the game or something. Clash with Style, man! Oh, you're the guy, you're there. Oh, thank you so much, man. Thank you for everything you've done. Oh, who would have thought you're on the thing? Thank you so much, man. It's been a good journey, man. You've covered it wonderfully. You've contributed so much to the community. You made it so much brighter and so much awesomer. And yeah, you did your part, man. You did your part. Thank you for everything, man. Oh, man. That's heartbroken. Absolutely. I can understand why, man. It's sad. It's so sad, man. It's so sad. You almost got me crying. But yeah, like right now, it's like, oh. But yeah, thank you so much. I really appreciate, I mean, I didn't have as much to do with you as I probably should have. I've far more sporadically covered the game than you have. But at the same time, especially in the last couple of months and that, I've been aware of you and known about you for a while now, like in the server, you posting the videos and that, and, you know, we had a good wee chat, and yeah, I appreciate what you've done. Your video thumbnails have just been awesome, and your content has been positive and contributed to the community, and yeah, I mean, you're like one of the only ones that did it, and you did a hang of a good job. So thank you so much, Clash with Style, and thank you for coming by the stream of all times when I was just talking about it. That's crazy. But yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, you're awesome. You're awesome. Thank you. SuperSight went through that with Rushford. Yeah, I did. And a little bit like with this as well. It's, yeah, I mean, sort of almost not as much, but that's probably because I've sort of dealt with it with Rushford, and it's sort of like, but yeah, nah, I loved this game so much, man. I played it every day, and it was good. I was only level 12, but yeah, much love, man. Same to you, and I wish you the very best, the absolute best in your future, whether you continue to do content or you go about life, you go forth in life and do something else. Yeah, if the game comes along that you're looking for, I hope you love it, and I hope that you're able to do more content. But yeah, don't feel the pressure, and take as long as you need to recover and sort of deal with the loss of Everdale. But yeah, thank you, man. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. Man, so sad, man. So sad. Oh, yeah, so sad. Yeah. I always feel like it's just a good place to end it, man. I actually think I will. I think rather than do the rookie stream. Oh no, but then I was gonna actually show you content of the. Yeah, it's just such like a good high slash sad. It's like high low emotional point of like to sort of yeah. Take care. Don't be a stranger. You're awesome, man. You're awesome, man. I'll see you around. I'll see you around. Okay. I will quickly get it. I'm not going to play it for long. Not going to play it for long, but I think all my stuff needs doing anyway, so after I finish the stream, I'll be playing it. But yeah, maybe you'll both do it. I really hope so, man. I really hope so. I hope to get Conman and Zanzard as well, so, but then it's Zan, because that hasn't happened yet, although it probably won't, but with you, maybe Clash Heroes or another Supercell game that gets released. It was such a niche game though, so it's like, it was such a niche game. Like, the thing is, to be fair, I like enjoy like a lot of Super. I mean, you do as well, but you know, like I enjoy a lot of the different Supercell ones. That said, I don't enjoy all of them hugely. Like Clash Quest, it was okay, you know, and Brawl Stars, it was okay, but yeah, a lot of people were more niche in that, and Everdale was a very niche game in that. So it's very hard to find ones that like you all like in that. Like, I was hoping that with Ricky, since I stopped Heyday and that Ricky Burnett from Heyday, that then we, you know, because we did Go City together, but that one died, and then he's done Everdale with us as well, and that one's gone. So you know, this could be another one that we all reunite around, which would be nice. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, it's always possible that we do a new game together. Okay, I'm gonna get up. Yeah, I'm gonna get up the game now. But yeah, thank you so much, Shane. Style, Clash with Style. Sorry, I keep calling you Shane. Thank you so much for all you've done and your messages today on the stream and your videos, your covering of Everdale. I really appreciate what you did. Okay, so we'll open it up. We don't. Oh no, because it's from Style Guys. It's Style Guys, Stumble Guys. It's yeah, Style Guys. Okay. Yeah. There we go. Move it over. There we go. I don't know why the other one, Stumble one's weird. Oh man, that is like the most inactive base in the world. Literally, it couldn't be more inactive than that. Okay, get that one done. Oh, that gets the rock lady going again. Oh, they were pretty short, aren't they? Do that one. Oh, I got no boats right now. Do that. Oh, let's go. Boom. Oh, present. Oh, then that gets us to 7. Let's go. Okay, cool. There we go. We're in game. We're in game now. It's hard to sort of like break off like a wonderful thing, you know? It's like even in real life it's sometimes hard. Like it's sort of like once you have a good chat, I try to sort of say like, yeah, thank you, good to see you, see you next. Oh, what has it got the time wrong? How long has that been wrong for? Oh my goodness. I guess no, normally I haven't had it up, so it hasn't really been there. But yeah, it's sort of hard to sort of like finish a good conversation. It's hard to do it like well. Like yeah, it's sort of like so it's NZDT now. Oh man, it's early. That's okay though. It's an important stream. Hey Kim, welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Good to see you. But yeah, yeah, it's so, you can't, it's like, imperfections, yeah, us humans, we can't be perfect, but, yes, so, yeah, it's like, I felt like it was, like, a pretty nice, smooth way to finish it. Okay, so look at this, we're gonna get to level 13, well, I hope to, by the time by the game ends. It's still so sad, man, and it just, the support, and just, the people just loved this game. There were some people that are like, yeah, it kind of deserved to die, and I get that in its current state. I get that. I do understand that, but I definitely feel the overwhelming majority of people were like, this needed more time. It didn't deserve to die. It was just such a great game, and the outpouring of that was really wonderful. So, I just hate it when they're just inactive. It's like, just do something, anything. Do that. We got too many mushrooms. Oh, such a great game. Oh, it was so nice. It was so nice. Clash with Style came by, like, of all times, right when I was covering it. That was really lovely. It's just, life's just, like, incomprehensible, man. It's just, like, you just can't. Like, it's like, right now, it's just like, wow. It's just like this incredible time, like, we're having, in a sense, a really sad but incredible time. And then it's just, like, hard to comprehend. Like, in 6 months' time, 6 months of time will have passed. It will just be weird. Like it's like you can't really save this moment. Like, we can appreciate this moment. I am appreciating this moment, but it's just hard. Life just goes. Like, just keeps going, and it's just weird because then in months it'll be like, whoa, I remember the end of it. Was just it's just like, I don't know. It's like, it's just my mind's incomplete. It's just like, it just knows the sadness of not being able to save everything and remember something, and knows that something's not right. But then it's like, is that a broken thing with my mind, or is that a healthy thing, and knowing that it's not all complete? And yeah, we need to look above. We need to look to the Bible to find hope and meaning and completeness, because yeah, I'm just incomplete. I just know it. My mind, I know I'm incomplete. My mind just, yeah. No amount of processing can just, even though, sure, you can get over something that's happened, there's just so much more. There's suffering in the world. You just can't deal with that. You just can't deal with that. There has to be more. It just has to be. It just has to be, man. I'm telling you. It has to be. There's too much. There's just too much. It's just so much sadness, so much suffering. There has to be something more. Like, I'm telling you. Okay. It's just, honestly, for real. I'm serious. Okay, there we go. There's just so much beauty and sadness in the world. It's just so brokenly, oh man, it's crazy. I haven't been doing this for like a week because it's sort of like, it's become sort of a point of stress of all things. I thought this game was relaxing because I don't have enough, I don't have space, and they have to use one up, but then I have to like figure out when to use it. So it's kind of annoying. And so then I've badly been missing completing it, which is not good, because it's like, because you want to get this because it's the gems in that. Okay, so anyway, we're going to go through and we're going to do a beautiful tap, tap, tap. The tapping game. Like the tapping game. Sounds like therapy. Tapping therapy. There's actually a form of therapy called tapping therapy. We got enough wood. We do not have enough wood. We need to get wood. Okay, there we go. That. And then that's going to start tanking that. Chuck him on that. Oh, that's pretty full. Yeah, it's not long. Okay, so 1, 4 to 15. We want to get a better idea. I have tapped this. I haven't actually made any of whatever it can make. Because, they would just build it now, because I just keep upgrading it. But I think we got, like, another upgrade in that, because otherwise I've miscalculated. Because, is this from Mana? Oh, thank you, Mana. I'm glad she came back on, because, yeah, they got rid of the vote. There's a vote to kick someone, but I voted it down, so it was unanimously supported by one not voting. I think it was to kick Gilby, because it'd been 7 days. Yeah, so, yeah, there's Mana's base. And it's crazy that some people just started playing. And that. And then that. Gilby's base. So thank you to everyone that had been part of the Valley and is currently part of it. Sadly, we never achieved a great level of activity. Does it show how long? Oh, wow! So that was still, 140 days, but then they haven't been over 2 months. 41. Oh, 11 days ago. Oh, he just joined. Wow. Mana, 59 days ago. 190. Oh, that was only 50 days after. But yeah, because we started it then in that update, which was cool. Because Eroda, sadly, has eroded away. So, this here. Oh, yeah, because right now, I'll show you the situation. Wait, we sort of want to tap this as well. Oh, we got another thing. Come on, man. Come on, man. Okay, you can just go on that. Sweet Caroline. Okay, that was a bit off tune. That was a bit off tune. Oh, that's even worse. Okay, so, what do we got here? So we got the male, which is ending development. Okay. Deco name. Yeah, I'll take them. Wait, why did I get that? Oh, that was from the very start of the game. Okay, oh man, it's been a while. And then this the discovery statue doesn't matter. I mean, Everdale 2, question mark? Yeah, they could add it into the other one. Okay, so we will, because what do we got? So we're on 15, and then, because we need to get to 24, that's what we need to get. It's like the magical threshold, like, we got to get 24 electoral votes. So we got, and then we get, we got, how many we got? We got 4 pledged super delegates, and we just need a couple more of these ones. Technically, everything's pledged, because it's just, you get to choose. 1, 2, 3, 4, which pushes us up to 19. And then gold, because we're doing, like, we're running out of things to spend gold on. 15, and then we got 16, 17, 18. What? No, because it's on 19. There we go. 20, 21, 22. I felt like in the past, I thought it's 24 exactly, and then I realized, oh, actually it's 25. But now I'm like, I don't even know. Like, it doesn't seem like... Yeah, because then this is like 21, but then it's like, can we upgrade that again? Like, then we need like 2 more upgrades out of this thing. I don't know if I got 2 more upgrades. So, but currently I can do no more research. And it was, that means I never will have ended up researching the pie. I could finish the pie. I ended up doing the trousers. But there's nothing, because it's imbalanced. But I feel like no point mentioning any of this anymore because, but this is part of the reason why it didn't work. Somebody in your server asked if anybody knows the record high reputation. I do not. No, I do not. That's an interesting question, though. I could go to search through some of the valleys, although, because they don't drop. Because I remember OJ in the old game, I think he was about the highest, or first or second. OJ got, I can't remember how many he got, but then that was under Decay, and Decay is very different now. Yeah, so there's a different now without the Decay. I never got the juice press in this game, and I probably wouldn't have got it for ages. I would have probably got this guy first and this and her first, way before I actually ever got the juice press. But I can't literally upgrade until I do that. In order to upgrade that, I need to get enough buildings to get to level 13, hence I have to do the 13. But I didn't want to start building when I hadn't got any guy, because all these guys are maxed on the building level, and I was like wasting away, and I didn't want that. What I wanted was, he was yeah, way earlier than that. But what I wanted is to not be wasting that, because there might be a limited amount in which you could ever upgrade those guys. Versus the other ones, the unlimited rock, but the builders one, it might be harder to max out. Hence, I waited for Carolina to get upgraded. She's almost maxed already. That's so fast. Because I actually finally got that to the right level, which is nice. So, yeah, we're going to get to level 7 for the Valley. But anyway, so, yeah. But then it's real annoying, because I can't research anything, which is such a waste, considering it's bottleneck. But it doesn't matter anymore, because sadly the game's going to die. But, yeah, so then I had to get to level 13, which I wanted to do. So even though I still can't get the flippin' juice press, I can at least start going through this. And I still can't get that guy either. And then, or that guy, because I can't get them, which, yeah, was a real shame. And even things in the thing, like the research. And I had all the research potions that I never end up using, but now I literally can't even use them. There'd be no point, and that's so hard to make anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, I would have researched all this stuff here. I never even got certain things in the game, like the silk, whatever. The silk, this thing? Cow. Oh, cow! What? There's cows in this game? I never, knew. The silk thing. Yeah, because I can't research... I got the potion thing upgraded to, oops. Oh, and all those farmers events. I'll probably just accept them all now. I will play until it ends, and then I'll do a stream on the last day. But, yeah, so, I can't remember what I was going to say now. upgrade. Oh yeah, so if I was going to show this thing here, which also was capped because, for example, I couldn't do any of them or that line there. But yeah, I got 7,000, so I was getting ready to do the next ones. But I just wanted to get to level 7, so then I could upgrade it. Because then while I was going to be upgrading it, then I wasn't going to be... Then I could just not focus on that as much. And then focus on getting the guys upgraded. Because I actually have a lot of hidden wealth in the game. Because I upgraded my guys so much. So like all of them are level 5 for that. And not quite for this one. A lot of level 4s in that. Which actually cost thousands and thousands of gold. Because if they're upgraded to level 4 or 5. So there's like 5,000. So then it was like... For this it was like 25,000 to get them to that. And then... no, there's more than 5. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's 35,000, and then 4,000 times 7, 28,000. So it's actually a huge amount of gold that I'd sunk into these guys, which then meant I upgraded slower, but yeah. So I'm not sure how many, we'll soon find out how many more upgrades. So, because we have that thing, 1, 2 upgrades to the smelter. 3 upgrades to the smelter. What level is it on? We've had 1 upgrade. So upgrade and then upgrade at least. There might even be another one. I don't think there'd be another one. That would be so many. It'd be weird if you could get a smelter upgrade without having got the smelter. Because yeah, there was like a whole iron thing that I never actually even got the iron to experience. And it's so sad. I never really got to try the game like I'd hoped. Okay, so we're going to boom up to level 19. And then we'll just see if any of these things can be upgraded again. I don't think they can. But here we go. Some of the last presents I'll be doing. Boom! Oh, beautiful, more rock. Boom, there's a house. Boom, boom. There we go, so... Oh, look at all that rock! I capped out a few times in the last, like, week, because that wasn't full. So where does that get us? Oh, level 19, that's nice and close. Oh, and then that one, so 19. Oh, that's... How did I mathematically just so mess that up? So then that would make it 1, 2, 3, 4. I was concerned that one didn't have another upgrade. So yeah. So those 4, plus then the smelter one more time. Oh yeah, no, but then that would still make 24. I must have earlier overcounted. But yeah, that nice amount of storages now. Oh, that looks so cool. I loved all the patterns you could make with the soup. So yeah, because you could now... I got all of these, 12 of them, but I can't even research because it... Yeah. So, it's a shame it's gone. But at the same time, better now than in 3 months. But yeah, have to leave in about 20 minutes to go to town. Hokey doke, Lynn, hokey doke. I may be finished by then, I'll see. Caroline is my favourite. She's cool. Suggest you watch Ricky's goodbye video, that was sad. He's got all his villagers to all line up so he could tell them goodbye. Should I watch the whole... Should I watch it now and just part of it? Or should I watch the whole thing and then watch it next stream? Soup patterns. Yeah, and then it made it real weird if you sort of like... If you're like putting potions, it would be like hard like powering it and then just like boom or something. It was... Yeah, I took many snapshots of all the different patterns I'd made. No, I wasn't even trying to just do it for fun. Like, I'll do this one to see what it does. It was sort of like... It would just happen. I'll be like, that's a cool pattern. I'll have to get them on the right thing before I do it. And then we'll do this, which gets us level 7. 3, 2, 1. Boom! Level 7. That's pretty cool. And then we can upgrade this big guy. That's real cool. Oh, 20,000 gold. Man, that's so much. Oh, I don't really want to upgrade. I mean, I could probably get this done by next month, but I never even got this to level 1. Oh, man. Remember our old sheets on Excel? That was real cool. Don't know, it's longish. Okay, I think I'll probably do it next stream then. Because, yeah, this one is... yeah, I'm getting... But, yeah. Okay, so these here are the top ones on that one. That one was sort of ruined because they didn't sort of... It only went to that many and there's heaps on that level. And then I still might have gone backwards. Oh, there's the... Yeah. Oh, it's just so sad. It's just such a great game, but it's just going. So that one got to number 1, then there's that one. Then these two were the classic ones that were first and second for quite a while, but they got overtaken at the end. And then there's ones like that was from ages ago, news from ages ago. Trimax Ultra ages ago, and Free to Play Ultra ages ago. That one, I think, from ages ago. A few good farmers. Yeah, I'll look up the odd one. So we've got Eroda. Oh, that's... Oh, did it get abolished? No, maybe they already abolished it. Surely not already. There was Eroda's, but I don't think... Oh, maybe it's gone. That's so sad. A few good farmers. Oh, it's 2 of them. A few good friends. There it is. A few good farmers. That was first ever Valley. I was kind of annoyed that I didn't get it. Oh, Onyx. Remember him, but yeah, it's 181,000 for that. Then we got C. C. No, it won't be that. Oh, maybe it is. No, yeah, because they probably all took that thing. Yeah. Yeah, it must be. It must see. C. Trimax. Free to play. Trimax. Oh. That's just always the dog of a task. Trimax Valley 2. Trimax Viewer. Trimax Valley. 200,000. Oh, that was the same description as like yonks ago. There's a few of the top ones. CFHA. What? Am I doing it wrong? CFAH. No, I think... SG United Reach. So SG United. Boom. Free to play, nice. Yeah, because a lot of them collected that thing, so it then ruined it for them. Reach. Yeah, it didn't have that doesn't show up. A few good farmers. Free to... Yeah, a few good farmers. Yeah, like most of them are gone, sadly. Most of the old players and top valleys. FAHRER. See if that works. R-E. Don't know why that's not showing up. Lava Kingdom, Happy K. Whoa, 200,000 there. It was such a good game, man. I really did love it. I remember way back in like 2020, I enjoyed it so much. I spent like 6 hours going through all the top ones I could find, all the top valleys, recording down all the players, and I just loved the game. It's just such a shame that it's going. It really is. Oh wow, we spent a while. Oh whoa, there's a whole heap of stuff we can do now. I'm going to have some frozen mango after this. Finish that Jordan Peterson interview from earlier. So then we can't put them on apples, so... Oh, that one's kind of almost done, and then these ones actually really quick. Oh, it's got 160 exactly! So if we chucked, like, this guy, like... How long would it say? They're real short, the houses. Oh, that's 16 hours. Still a while, but yeah. It's still pretty short. Oh, yeah, it's going down. 6 hours. There's still quite a while. 50 minutes, yeah, should be. Yeah. Yeah, so I could do the events and that. It actually hurts that this game's going. I really loved this game. I thought it was so cool. And I, like, really like, yo, I just never really actually maxed it out, unfortunately. But we got to level 7, which was pretty flippin' good. So, it's just such a shame. It's such a shame. It's like a beautiful game. And, you know, they could have done so much more with it. But, Seafarer. Yeah, I think that's what I searched. You could do one spot. Okay. Okay, I will. 14 to 17, 30. There's videos in the past that I was going, like a Trimax deck, no, an Itsu deck, that I never ended up watching that video, which I feel bad for, but then it's so much time goes past that the meaning of doing so doesn't really line up anymore. 14.
This is one of the best features we ever had within the...
That was a cool feature.
If you want to ace your paper, download Grammarly. Are you?
Again. And I like that you can pinch and zoom and move around. And you can look at all of the villages there all lined up. Oh, that is so
That's cool.
gorgeous.
That's cool. I don't even know how you do that. I never even played with that.
Now, they need feeding, of course.
Are they all hungry?
Guys, I'm going to miss you. You did a wonderful job.
I do, yeah, I do. This is sort of the cool thing about humans, like, or a cool thing, as many bad things humans are at. Like, you know, like, Shane's response was, like, real, like cool. I don't know what the, like, you know, it was super real and really wonderful. His response is missing of the game. And then Ricky's is just like I'm gonna miss you guys. Like, I love that as well. It's just really cool. I really like that.
And you work very hard. I really, really am. So what I'm going to do...
both the responses are so cool for just different reasons. And I've only seen a few seconds of Ricky, and already I'm like, both of them are cool. Both of them are good responses.
Over to here to relax and enjoy.
So, like, the appropriate response for sort of you. This is so funny.
As you all sit down and have a little bit of fun. So there we go. Look at that, everybody's there now. Now, of course, they need feeding.
Reference.
So let's go and feed them, shall we? So, do we have any feed down there?
Oh, you can put food in the... Yeah.
Put the products down there, make some soup. Feeding.
That's a big line. This is so good. This is so good. Well, how many friends is... I don't like the overlays. Like, I mean, Ricky's overlay looks real cool, but I never have liked the idea of cutting out any content whatsoever. Like, it's annoying now. I can't see his level or something.
They will take their feed and then they...
234. Oh, Ricky's such a good guy as well. Oh, they're both wonderful.
Go off and do a walk.
This is so funny.
And sit down and have fun.
Oh, this is just, I just love this. It's not deadpan. It's real as well. It's just both of them have just cool reactions, like genuine real reactions.
There we go. Everybody's chilling out.
Just like everyone's chilling out. It's like just like people's faces merged.
The others, what are you doing? You should be sitting down, not standing in the water. Okay, let's...
You found a good spot, Lynn.
Just to give you a little bit more space, shall we? Right, so if we bring some deco down into this one, maybe I can give you some deco.
Oh, it's such a good game. I just so hate this is dying. It's such a good game. I loved it in 2020. I loved it in 2021. I loved it now. And it's like, it's hitting me. It's like, this game's gonna die. It's such a good game. I didn't have this like initial response, even though I knew it was a good game prior. But now I'm like, it's really hitting. Like seeing the farewells. It's like, this was beautiful. Classic Ricky with his tea. He loves his tea. It's just such a beautiful moment. Like, just Ricky in style and you in the chat, Lynn. It's just, like this is what Supercell should be. This is what it is. This is a community. It's beautiful. And it just has that capacity. We're seeing it right now. And it's like, and it's just sort of sad because like YouTubers will move on for different, like all three of us, literally all three of us, none of us could be YouTubers in a year. And it's sort of just sad knowing that's a possibility. Or even if just one of us stops or two of us stop. It's just sad because it's like, it's just so much beauty that can be had in there, so much wonderfulness, so much community, and it's just like this is the biggest argument against the people that are like video games are bad, which is kind of like me in and to some extent, but it's like this is the biggest argument against that because it's like, look at the beauty of this, man. Like this is so cool. This is so awesome. Like just the connection, the genuine shared, like we all love this. This is wonderful. This is cool. We loved this game. We played this game together. We were in the valleys together. We chatted, you know, we were in each other's comment sections. I wasn't heaps in that. But as in there was, you know, definitely there was, you know, like, you know, there was streams of it. There was different types of content of it. There was focus on the decos like Ricky did, or the focus on the updates like Style did, and there was just I don't know what I was focusing on, the leaderboards. It was just beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah, I mean, it was the same with Battlelands as well. Like Conman focused on entertaining things, and Zanzar did like challenge gameplay things, and I did playing with top players. It's just beautiful, and it's just like this is such a wonderful thing, and it's so sad that we're losing this, and it's sort of like it's almost the inevitability because it's like I know that it can't go on forever like this with Red Knight and with Style and with myself. Like eventually one of us is going to have to stop, not because we're in competition, just because inevitably in life, like one of us. Maybe not. Maybe we'll all be doing it in a year, but I feel like it's coming to a close after all these years of Supercell just shutting down games. I feel like it's sadly going to come to an end at some point.
Down there as well. Let's have a look. What else is there? Give you something to do. Beautiful.
And I've just known Ricky for so long, like since at least 2016, if not earlier.
Seat down there as well. There we go. Perfect. And now we've got some seats there. Let's send some of you into this location. There we go. And we'll send... what have we got? We'll send the miner over there as well.
The miner! Oh, no way! I didn't know they had the miner costume in here. It's so frustrating because it's just so annoying that these games are dying, and it's just like, I want to be so positive, but it's the game's dying. I can't believe that you can actually put them on lists. Someone could like find like one worker they really loved, and just for the rest of the game, just like, well, now it doesn't, but you know, just during the game, like actively playing, they just left someone just on the daisies just for fun.
Two of you can come over to that one.
Good on Ricky. Good on Ricky. Good on Ricky. And good on Clash with Style. Both of them. Wonderful. Yeah, wonderful creators. Oh, maybe this is his, must be a new channel? No? He must have just removed that one. Interesting, his old content. But yeah, wonderful. That's that's really cool. His thumbnails were incredible. And yeah, and so was his, like, this here was incredible as well. It's, yeah. Most efficient Valley. And that was 5 months ago, which is very impressive because I think it was ranked high on the search and that. But as in, like, considering like a year ago was where everything was happening, but then like to 5 months ago have one that did so well, like that's really cool. That's really cool. Thank you for sending me that, Lynn. That was a cool bit. So they were the there's the Trimax. Who, yeah, he massively boosted. Like, he could well have contributed like 10% or so to the game, like quite literally. Like he had so many people. So do that, and then we'll go to upload date. Oh, this is us here. What, this guy? That's a lot of views already. Hi, Psycho. Oh yeah, I saw that. Whoa, whoa, that's so sad. I was scrolling, it's like already at a month ago. Like, what? No way. So other than the 5 days ago, prior to that, it like, yeah, it just like, that's like literally a month gap if you exclude those 2 videos. Not that it's like anything about the fact that they're bad videos, nothing of the sort. As in just like, if you mathematically exclude those 2 videos, it was an entire month of just no content. There's just like so little. And now, yeah, now it's dead. So like in the last month, he was hardly. I feel bad for not doing. I feel like I streamed in the last month. Yeah, I did. I don't know where my stream is, but I'm pretty sure. Everdale, #21. Oops. 2 weeks ago. Okay, yeah, just didn't show up. Okay, so we got that. So we'll come back to here and see you when you need to go, Lynn. So we're going to search up Reverence. I fussed at him playing... Oh, the overlay, interesting. There you go, funny. He starved them. You left off the H and C. Okay, I'll try it again. And yeah, it's actually helped because I can see it there. I don't have to remember it. Because full attack, Galadon had one. I don't think it was full attack though. Oops. Nah. I don't know which one he was in. OJ? Orange juice. Because he was a player of this as well. He was even in the ads. That would have been cool to be in the ads. But then again, I'm sort of opposed to ads. Like, I was watching... Yeah, great, he did. It was real cool. It's real cool. And good to have you here. I was watching the ads today on the news, and it was like, it's just weird when you like then see them for what they are. It's not just oh yeah, now it's the break and we see this sort of thing. It's like, these are just all like manipulation techniques, or not all, but as well, kind of in a sense, and they are. But it's sort of like they're just all like, it's just like, it's literally like they're just trying to sell you something. Like, it's true that they are, but if you think about it like more deeply, which I hadn't until quite recently, it's like, this is weird. Like, they're just like, pardon me, like trying to go through the unique selling points of all these different things. It's like, it's just weird if you think of them like as actual, like, whoa, here's this ad thing. It's like, wow, this is crazy. This is how they make their money. It's sort of weird, the whole advertising thing, which I'm not a big fan of. Here we go, orange juice. I don't know if he was... Oh, OJ, there he goes. He could have been, like, way higher in terms of the rep, but most people ended up getting it back. But, well, advertising, I'm getting ad revenue on this stream and that. But as in, I am pretty sus of advertising. So then I didn't even know. I don't know if I would have... I know, it would be kind of cool to promote Everdale, but then I don't want to manipulate people into playing it. It's probably like Reverence or something. Amazing guy. Hey, he's real nice. So, and I'm really, really sad for him over the game dying. Yeah, it's not Shrine Upland. It just, I don't know. I didn't even know why. Like, what was wrong with the system? Yeah, that's definitely right. I'll just look up Ricky's one again. Oh, I'm feeling so hungry. There you go. REV. ERENCE. Is that right? Yeah. Some of them don't show up. Unless they've just gone. Unless they've just deleted. No, well, definitely the Seafarer one hasn't, because that's literally on the list. I don't know why. Reverence. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's how I spelled it. Oh, just the sound is so nice. It's just like half of these are like, or most, or half. Yeah, literally over half, because you only got. Oh, how did that happen? How did I get 3 more? I didn't buy anything. What the heck? I don't know what happened there. See, and then oh, because I got those. Yes, I would have had 30, and then I researched like those 2 things. I don't know how I got an extra one. I must have researched one other thing. I'm not sure what. But yeah, then I can't make those new ones. I researched on that kind of. Oh, that must have been ages ago then. A few days, like a couple weeks. Always like that. Yeah, it is. That's nice music. Well, that is gonna wrap it up. Thank you so much for everyone that came by. Thank you, Lynn, for being here the whole time. Thank you, Greet, for coming by and being part of it. Thank you, Kim, for being part of it. Thank you to Clash with Style for being part of it. Thank you for Ricky the other day. You were part of that other stream, which was the streaming it live in 2 years, which, there was copyright issues with that one. But yeah, thank you to the 100 messages, everyone, for the 100 messages, for Al Hogan for coming by. Lynn on D Live says no viewers. I don't count. Thank you to Inspiring Guy. Call me V. Call me Carson. Call me Maybe. And Lynn on Facebook. And everyone that stopped by, and Trovo, all the other ones that don't list. So yeah, thank you, Ricky, for your wonderful video. Thank you, Clash with Shane, with Style, for your wonderful video. Thank you, both of you, for your amazing contribution to the game. Like, yeah, I genuinely mean that. I genuinely mean that. Thank you both so much for the videos you made, and for the joy you added to the community and the game, and for the players of the game for making that a beautiful time. And thank you to everyone who played and was part of it. Thank you for those of you who are part of my streams, not just this stream, but the 21 prior streams and videos on Rumble. And yeah, thank you guys for being part of it. And way back with Clash, with Valleys and Villages. Thank you to everyone that was part of Eroda. It's been fun. Yeah, thank you, great. For the Eroda ones, for, Sworin and the other people. Oh man, it was so beautiful. Like, those first weeks and the leaderboard battles, it was so, it's like, can they just, like, fix it up behind the scenes, and then, like, in a month, or 2 months, like, re-release it, Everdale 2, and it's like, the whole battle can start again, or something, you know? That would be sick as. That would be fun. I mean, even though we've sort of had it, it would be so much fun. Like, it's been, like, over a year, so it'd be so sick to have that bit. I remember going down the street on a couple of those nights after it streamed, and I went for a night walk just around the block, and as Chief with Pat articulately, wonderfully said of Clash Royale, it feels like I'm holding a bar of gold in my hand. I carried my iPad around that block, and I felt like, this is a block of gold. Like, this is, like, I am in one of the top valleys in the world, and it's in my hand. This is so amazing. So it's been so many beautiful memories, and I don't feel like I wasted my time in this. Like, because I played it more than just for, like, just for YouTube purposes. Like, I genuinely enjoyed the game, and so it's like, it doesn't feel like a waste. Like, it really doesn't. It feels like it was worth it. It was worth playing. So yeah, thank you for everyone that was part of the stream and for making it possible. Thank you for all of you who left a like on this video, for the 6 of you, and for all of you that have been involved in content, and everyone that came by on earlier streams, Taz, and so many others. Thank you guys so much. So yeah, that will wrap up the stream. I will be doing one more on it. I could maybe do 2, but I'm likely just do 1 more on it, which will be on the 31st, and then I'll go through the Reddit stuff, which I intended to go through a long time ago. So yeah, thank you to everyone for being part of that. Thank you to everyone that made this stream possible. Thank you to Supercell for the game and the camera. The camera's been fine. It was the headset that donged out. Thank you to 24timeswitch.com for the time below, which you can't currently see. Actually, I'll get rid of it so you can see it. And thank you to Supercell for the game, 360 Million for the reflection of the screen, OBS for the free streaming software, Restream.io for the restreaming, allow me to restream to all the platforms. Thank you to Trovo, Twitter, Facebook, DLive, Afrika TV, YouTube, Nemo, and Twitch for allowing me to stream on your platforms. And yeah, anyone else that I've regrettably forgotten. So yeah, thank you guys for making this stream possible. Thank you to the members of my channel. That's right, I sometimes forget to say that. And I'll just get a snapshot of this. It's been good. It's been one hang of a good adventure. Adventure is actually a really good term. Adventure is a very good term. I was thinking about it yesterday. Jordan Peterson mentioned the pursuit of truth as a fun adventure, and I think that's a cool way to phrase it, actually. And yeah, playing this game playing this game and streaming this game and chatting with you guys and being in the valley with some of you guys has been a good adventure. So go like that, like that. Memberships. Thank you to the 10. There we go. It's been at 10. It's been a bit wavy, but it's been at 10. Oh no! No! No, I guess that will expire. We could figure out from last stream who it was. Oh, that's crazy. As soon as I see them, I'll be like, oh, that's right, but I can't remember. Oh, that's crazy. It's been deleted. I wonder if it was banned or like that channel owner deleted it. So thank you to Lynn, and Lynn for insane lengths of time. 32 months on 3 accounts. Thank you to Josh Weiner. Thank you to FazeCast. Also incredible. Over 2 years. Thank you to iThinks for over a year. Thank you to Shardlight. Man, it's like a big gap like these ones, which is one. So it's 5 independent people, and then it's like a huge, and then Shardlight's, oh, then Shardlight and Dylan plays in the middle with the 5 months, and then this one's gone. So it's sort of just like these ones, which are like yonks ahead, and then these 2 accounts, and then no one for 5 months after that. Although there might have been someone that was for a while, but then it stopped, but then if they came back, would then be there. But oh man, I haven't seen that one before. So yeah, that's that, and then I'll do the image of the thing. Adventures. Yeah, I can't believe... Yeah, we could figure out who it was. I won't figure it out right now, but we... then I probably never will, because I know there's just so much that I always intend to do, but there's just so much to do that I never get most of it done, which is another sad reality of life. There you go, there's that. Okay, so, yeah. Someone can always comment below if they... Yeah, it was in the last... I think the last Everdale stream I would have said that. So, yeah, then you can check who it was. Okay, so, thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful, beautiful... Oh, the music is so... It stabs. The music is like a knife that's just stabbed a friend in the back. Thank you all for being part of it. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Greet. Thank you, Ricky. Thank you, Clash with Style. Thank you for Al Hootigan. Thank you for Inspire. Thank you for Skittles. And Call Me V for coming by and being part of this stream. Have a wonderful, beautiful, lovely rest of your day. Thank you for this wonderful game that you've been part of. Have a wonderful, beautiful rest of your day. I'll see you all next time for the next stream, which may not be Everdale. Like, as in I might do one in between the Everdale one. We'll see. Okay, have a wonderful, beautiful rest of your day. Good night, and God bless.